Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rime of the Frostmaiden here on Dork Tales. How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
It is Monday night, and apparently we're all feeling all right. Please let me know if my microphone picks up my fan, because it is getting warm, and this is a winter game, so a lot of us are wearing winter clothing. So if you can hear my fan, let me know. I'll turn it down a little bit. Welcome to Rime of the Frostmaiden, episode 32.
Crazy.
Right? I know. 32 episodes, right? This is going to be a big fun one. You guys have finally made it to the doomed city of Ythryn. You've made it through the Caves of Hunger largely intact thanks to just pure luck, which is pretty great. And I am excited to see what you do here. I've spent all day going through my notes and remaking things and doing some fun stuff to get y'all ready for this. And I'm very excited. So, if this is your first time joining us, I'm the Dungeon Master. My name's Callie. Boom, it's on the screen finally, after 31 episodes. Thank you very much to my graphic designer, Michael, for putting that on. I should have asked for it a long time ago. So anyway, hi, I'm Callie. I use he and him pronouns, and I'm happy to be here tonight because I get to run the final arc of Rime of the Frostmaiden, and hopefully you all will enjoy it. Why don't we go ahead and pass this? Let's start with Robin tonight. Hi, Robin.
Hello. Hello everyone. I'm Robin. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm playing everyone's favorite mountain dwarf barbarian, Vistra.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was your week, Robin?
Good? Question mark?
Okay.
I kind of forget what the week was, to be honest. It was a blur. Oh, I got vaccinated. That was a hype of the week.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
So that was great. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
I don't know.
Okay,
I
cool.
wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for the question.
I was gonna inquire as to your week. I'm a caring friend and dungeon master. Mike, how's it going?
Hey everyone, my name is Mike.
Do you need a second? You want to start that again? You want to go again?
I'm good.
Okay, you're good.
I'm good.
Okay, you seem like I caught you off guard.
Yeah, you did, but it's I worked my way into it.
Okay.
Um,
Let's take it from the top. Ready? Mike.
Hey everyone, my name is Mike. I use they them pronouns. Tonight I'm playing our human bard, Katerina Firestring. And my week has gone great. Because I left a job and I start a new job tomorrow.
Woo!
It's exciting. Slightly nervous, but exciting.
You're gonna do great.
And
It's all about stuff that you really care about.
yeah, and yesterday I actually went for a really nice flight, which was just great. It was my first solo recreational flight in 6 years.
Holy crap! Congratulations.
So, I was super stoked on that. Everything went really well, and yeah.
Nice. Hello, Christine.
Hello. One sec, sorry.
That's okay.
I was busy picking my spells.
Birds are loud today.
Yeah, I also have the window fairly wide open.
No, like birds are loud outside this window too.
Yeah, also the tree right there.
Oh yeah.
They really love sitting there.
That's true.
No. But hello. I am Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Callie Thornhill tonight. She is our halfling druid, and she is utterly adorable and fantastic and just kicks ass.
It's true.
She's great. I just hate her outfit right now because it's like 23 degrees out.
That's
and I'm really
fair.
warm.
23 degrees for Americans is warm. 23, well, 23 degrees for Americans is very cold, but 23 degrees for the rest of the world is very hot.
I mean, I'm sure they can figure it out. It's not hard to
No,
extrapolate that it's
okay.
obviously not actually 23 Fahrenheit, and they can go look up what the Celsius means.
Just trust
I have
me.
to look up what they mean whenever they say Fahrenheit anyways.
Just trust me. Being from the U.S., it's not automatic. Generally, the immediate reaction is, what?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then,
You know.
No, see,
I do.
I am giving them an opportunity to start extrapolating. Or they can just think I'm crazy.
It's easier. Yeah, that's probably
Whatever
where
they
we
wanna
go
do.
first. Crazy Canadians. Boom.
See, that's
Oh
more
yeah,
on them.
it's hot.
than
It's
on me.
23 degrees Fahrenheit. It's
So I
practically
don't really have
summer.
a problem with that.
Being a crazy Canadian, you wouldn't. Speaking of someone who has a problem with being a crazy Canadian, I don't know. I was trying to segue.
I was
in.
like, great segue, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know. Hi. Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey, Hayden.
Hi guys, I'm Hayden Daviau. I'm playing Lysithian Callisto, our Moon Elf Wizard. I use they them pronouns, and so does Lysithian, so that makes y'all's life super easy. My week's been redonkulously chill. I started making dice, and after game tonight, I'm gonna pull a crap load of dice after I take my makeup off, so that'll be a good time. I really fucking hope they turned out. We'll find out when they come out of the pressure pot.
I'm sure they're gonna be great. If they look anything like the ones that you showed me earlier, like they're gonna be great.
I hope so.
Okay. All right. So with that, I want to say hello to everybody in our chat right who's watching us live, and if you're watching us later on YouTube, hi to you as well. Good to have you with us. And got some love for Callie in the chat right now.
Really? I wasn't
Yeah.
looking at the chat. I'm still
Yep.
busy with spells.
Me too.
Yeah, it's fair. Okay, so going into this, I've got one hurt them more,
Aw,
one
thank
something
you,
good happens,
Shepherd7117.
and one drama bomb. Drama bomb is from JJ, and the hurt them more and something good happens are from DM Mike. I also have
So-
a belated thing that I owe Chef Aladeth, which I'll be doing in a second. Yeah, what's up?
I feel like maybe this is a question for the chat. How much do you think the party deserves me to prepare lesser restoration?
Deserves?
Or should I just not bother and let them be diseased and poisoned and all that? If it happens.
Do you have Revivify prepared?
I don't think I get that.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not a
don't think-
cleric.
Do druids get that in
I'm-
Tasha's?
Pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure I have it in...
Give another hurt them more, Kelly.
I
me
saw.
double
I'm just
check
looking
this.
through the stuff in my app.
You might just have Lesser Restoration. I'm
actually, you got
misremembering.
Revivify as of Tasha's.
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's
There we
why.
go.
So
I was gonna say, I'm
that's
like,
not up to
I
date with
know I
Tasha's.
have. I was like, I know I
I
have it.
reincarnate.
So here are the additional spells,
Reincarnate me
Christine.
again.
Just to make your life complicated, the new ones you get are Protection from Evil and Good, level 1, Augury, Continual Flame, Enlarge, Reduce, and Summon Beast, Aura of Vitality, Elemental Weapon, Revivify, and Summon Fae, Divination,
What level is Revivify?
3,
It's 3rd level, yeah.
yep, Fire Shield, and Summon Elemental. And then if you don't have level 5s, right?
I do, but I only get one slot, so I'm not going to bother too much with that.
Well, don't forget as well that because we're using Tasha's, oh no, bards don't get Revivify.
No. They do
so,
not.
and Mike, you looked up all of your additional Tasha's ones, right?
Yeah, I believe I did.
Yeah, because you used Mass Healing Word. Did you not?
Yeah, I think she
Uh,
has.
No, we
No,
changed
she
that.
used Song of Rest one time.
No, see,
That's what it is.
Callie
So-
has Mass Healing Word. Or she
okay.
did. I don't
Yeah,
currently have
I-
it prepared. I have Contagion prepared instead, because
Also-
that thing's dope.
Mike, you might want to consider giving Katerina Mirror Image.
Mirror
When
image.
next you can swap out spells, because that is now a bard spell, and Mirror Image saves lives.
Mirror Image is
Mirror
so
is
good.
great.
It is like one of the OG, like, I could have Mage Armor, or
Okay.
I could have a 12.5% hit chance.
Unprepare Earthbind, which is the one that could bind something that flies to 0 flying speed.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I think
I-
that once you get a look at this place, you're not going to think that there's many flying enemies going to be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then before we hop in, real quick, everybody has Determination, if not mistaken?
I believe so.
I think so.
All right, so going in, you all have your Determination, you all have your
I do
Inspiration.
not have any right now.
You do not. Okay.
It is erased.
So I must have used it sometime last session and didn't get it replaced.
Yeah, I don't have the fact that I have determination. I didn't
All right.
write it down that I have
Well,
it, so
then
I
you
don't
don't.
think I got it.
And you two have it written down that you have it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for your honesty, Robin. I'm removing your...
Robin?
I said Robin.
I heard Robin. I'm like, okay.
All right, Robin. Rabid.
Robin. Rabid.
Raging Robids.
Rabid.
Robids. All right, so, hey, folks, we're going to hop into game right now. Thank you so much for tuning into Rime of the Frostmaiden, and let's go have some fun down under. Are the birds really audible, by the way?
Not really.
Okay, cool.
Every once in a while, but
Yeah,
not
but
like
it's not loud. Like it's like, oh yeah, you can hear a bird.
Okay, hold on. Okay,
Wow. 4 people bought Callie determination.
Oh, wow!
Well, one person
One
got
Vistra
Vistra.
and then Callie.
So, Bongmaster, Alicorn King, and Trizalta, I will refund you. 1 sec.
Okay, so I have popped those back on your screens as well. All right, and
All right, plus determination.
welcome back to Rime of the Frostmaiden. After last episode, you all continued downward through the ice tunnels, making your way ever onward. As you went, you could see tracks left by the Nothics days before. The passage ahead of you is at least a mile long. It winds and twists and turns as the ice, this tunnel of jagged, ragged ice, surrounds you, suffocates you, strangles the very sight from your eyes. As you continue forward, Velen, your human companion, is eager. An elderly woman, she pushes ahead with more vim and vigor than you've seen from her in quite some time. Although she is exhausted, and you can see that incessant shaking of her fingers is even more prominent now as she grows nervous, excited, anxious. She is abuzz with energy. Come now, she says. We have to keep going. No rest for the wicked.
All right.
And before long, you're rewarded for your time and energy in the caves behind you. The tunnel opens into a vast grotto, enclosed by gleaming ice. Consigned to this frozen sepulchre is a fantastic city, sculpted by ancient magic and illuminated by a haunting green and purple light show. Although these lights shed no warmth, the city is slightly tilted. Its spires leaning away from you as though recoiling from your presence. It looks like a children's top that has lost its momentum and tipped to one side. And as you gaze upon its beauty, standing atop a frozen causeway of ice that stretches toward the city like a dead, frozen tongue of some hideous behemoth, out of whose mouth you stretched and stepped, you behold the wonder of this ancient, forgotten city. And in that moment, that brief, overwhelming of awe as your breath is stolen directly from your lips, Lysithian, you start to gain a sense of composure about yourself. Magic beyond your wildest dreams lies ahead of you. If only... Bother, bother, bother. You hear a ping in your head. Bother, bother, bother. I am bothering you now. I'm bothering you at a great distance with sending. Bother, bother, bother. Bother. I have 25 words to bother you with. Bother, bother, bother. I think that I will bother you more...
What an interesting time to bother me. We have just found something most interesting, but why would you ever want to know? It would bother you much more not to find out, wouldn't it? I'll hold this to myself. Let it bother you. I have no idea if that was 25 words. I wasn't fucking counting.
Neither was I, so that's fine.
So it'll cut off whenever it does.
All right.
Love it.
Immediately, before your missive finishes sending, another one hits your ear. I was saying that I will bother you. I will bother you so hard and so deep wherever you are that you will be bothered like no other. I will pester you, like I'm pestering you right now. Let me read to you this book of names. It is all of the people... in Bryn Shander, and I will read them to you. A. Aronson, B. Brakowski, C. Actually, this is smudged. Maybe. Oh, actually, this is kind of expensive. I will bother you later. Toodles. Okay, now I have to know. Another one sends. What did you see? I need to know. I'm not bothered at all, but I need to know what you saw. Tell me. This is... If you tell me, I'll stop bothering you for... a few days, perhaps.
It will bother you more to know that I didn't prepare sending for the day, so you will have to live with the fact that you'll never know how deeply bothered I will be. How deep below we are. Where do you think we are? What do you think we're doing? Does it bother you? Not to know? To know that I found magic much more powerful than you? And that's it.
Okay, I think he's out of spells for the day now.
Yes! And I didn't prep sending, he can suck my dick!
Oh, with all that bothering, he would... You know, never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh my god.
I just take off my gloves, it's too hot.
It's too hot.
I'm in face paint in the summer, it's hot, man.
So, as you step inside of this cave, there's one thing that's going to strike you as strange. Looking directly ahead of you, you'll see this immense necropolis. And by the way, those of you who are on roll 20 right now, allow me, you have access to the image. For those of you who are not, Bellin, don't fall out.
It's so cool.
Oh, it's so fucking neat.
Yeah.
I got roll 20.
You see it stretching out before you, but it's warmer in here than it is. There's something about this city that radiates a little bit of warmth, at least. Mind you, it's not warm, but the absolute freezing temperature is now just death by exposure, not death by existence. Your breath will still come hot and steamy out of your mouth, but ahead of you, the city is alive, and at this distance, you cannot quite see all of the denizens of the city, but you will see that there are some shapes moving in the distance, like ants trailing toward a hill. There are creatures inside of this city. Now, a couple of things that I want to tell you about this area. This city, basically on top of a frisbee, has fallen into this cavern thousands upon years ago. It is lit. No matter where you go, the streets are illuminated by street lamps, as well as building interiors and exteriors, unless I inform you otherwise. Let's see. The ceiling of this is 800 feet high. This cavern is incredibly immense.
Wow. Okay, that's big.
That is very big. This, in actuality as well, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I believe that the entire width of Ythryn is between 1,000 and 1,200 feet wide. So, they don't.
About a quarter mile then.
Yeah, it's about a quarter mile, just in diameter.
Damn.
So let me check real quick. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, it's got a radius of about 600 to 700 feet. So, as you look at this, you will feel that there is just a sense of ancient magic all around you. You stand atop that ice causeway that stretches into the southern reaches of the town. And as you stand there, Velen will point forward. We should probably get going and be careful. The Nothics said that we needed to go to the towers. It seems like there are a lot of towers. They were probably being subjective. Mayhaps we'll find something more telling inside of the city's limits.
I think that's probably our best bet. And if we need to find these towers, start at square one.
Maybe there's like a directory when you get right in the city about like, go here for there and go there for there.
I highly doubt that is the case, Vistra.
Wow.
Seeing as it's an ancient city.
The ancient people could have been forward thinking.
Actually, on this one, I have to weigh in with Vistra. Who knows what type of advances have been forgotten by the past when Netheril fell.
I guess we'll soon find out.
You're right about that. And Velen breathes a shaky, steamed breath into her shivering, mitted hands. Shall we?
Why not?
All right. Stepping forward. Let's see. Now, it has a note in here that I'm going to share with you. This is for the DM. As you explore the necropolis, I'm going to call your attention to numbered locations that you can see. These are the most intact buildings. There are others, so I'm going to name basically. I know this kind of looks like an amusement park in many ways. And actually, let me swap over real quick so that people can get a sense of what this place looks like. So this looks kind of like an amusement park in many ways. I'm going to be calling out the most specific attractions. With that in mind, however, you can investigate other things. Unless you say otherwise, I am to assume that you explore at a cautious rate of 200 feet every 5 minutes. So let me know if that is not what you are planning to do. I'm assuming you're not going to be swank walking down the street like the Ghostbusters at the end of the real Ghostbusters intro. Although, if you were going to, I'd be really impressed and proud of you. All right. So, stepping forward, what is your marching order?
As stupid as it is, Lysithian would probably want to take points because they're very curious about this.
Sounds good.
Cat will be following Lysithian.
Vistra's probably taking up the Bic.
Okay.
I guess Callie will be in the middle then.
All right. Moving forward. You start heading down the causeway. Green and purple lights cast an otherworldly glow upon the frost draping the silent city. Clawing spires, broken domes, and steeples leaning at odd angles surround a huge citadel. At the foot of the causeway, a giant statue lies prone and motionless, its surfaces gleaming with rime. It's a 21-foot tall statue. And it's strangely shaped. It's a faceless, misshapen giant holding an immense hammer. As you approach, Velen will stop to take a look at it. And anybody who is going to as well can make me an investigation roll.
I would like to. What's my investigation?
You have advantage.
Nat
on
20.
this. Nat 20? Okay.
Advantage?
You will, Hayden.
Okay, that's going to be 23.
23. You and Katerina are immediately going to notice very particular black-fletched arrows plunged into this statue's chest, throat, and face. Drow. The drow that were chased off by the Nothics were here, and they shot this statue. And that's when you begin to notice that there is a slight pooling, not blood, but some other type of liquid potentially formed. It could be poison that dripped out, or it could be something that leaked out of the statue itself. Looking down, you'll realize, after brief inspection, that this statue, this creature, its belly, when you chip away a bit of the eyes, is a gaping maw with 2 rows of shark's teeth.
Oh, cool. But
Whoa.
Yeah. The creature in front of you is 21 feet tall. A pair of shorter claws flank 2 long claws with the nails, the talons dangling off as long as daggers. The maw in the center of its stomach is hideous. They're sexless, and this one is 21 feet tall. The hammer that it holds in its hand is almost 19 feet long. They are terrifying. However, as you're looking at it, you will see that this was a creature at one point, but now it is made of stone now. Whatever liquid poured out of it, perhaps it bled then? It's frozen to the side of its stone-like flesh.
Do we think there are more than here?
could be more creatures. We don't know if it's specifically this one.
I mean, we know that we saw stuff moving in here, so we know there's things here.
Yeah. All right. Does it look like fully solidified? Like there's
Yes.
no cracking or anything like that?
No, from the wounds you can see that it looks like the stone goes all the way in. With that investigation roll, both of you are going to know that it looks like it is either made of stone or is now petrified.
Okay.
Hold on just a moment. Velen reaches into her pouch and pulls out Professor Scant, who awakens with a gleam as the ball begins to spin. What can I do for you? What is this creature? Scanning. Tomb Tapper. Also known as Thalud, which means faceless. Wrought from a fusion of magic and elemental earth, these sexless, hairless warriors stood between 15 and 21 feet tall, possessing a lust for magic and inherited memory, composed of recollections from the souls sacrificed in their creation, and an insane hatred for non-human spellcasting creatures. You feel like the ball's looking at you for a moment, Lysithian. Tomb tappers were known to dig through rock and earth with their claws, or use their metal sledgehammers to shatter rock as needed. The Netherese were usually sent the Netherese sent the Thalud into the Underdark to exterminate their enemies. Most notably, the magic-devouring, funnel-shaped creatures known as the Rime. Other creatures targeted by them included Mind Flayers, Darrow, Drow, and Duergar. They communicate with one another by means of a humming sound created by skin vibrations. Is that all?
So if we hear humming, fucked.
Well, then we keep our ears out.
Quite. Low power mode engaged.
Well, those
Okay.
sound just pleasant.
This one is solidified, so
Let's keep an eye open for ones that aren't.
exactly. And keep an eye out for whatever solidified it, too.
Mm-hmm. Look like drow arrows at least, so.
Well,
We don't know exactly what could be down here or who could be down here. It's very much a toss-up.
it's true. Well, we just have to be careful.
Yeah.
Moving forward, Velen takes point. Until the rest of you catch up, at least. She's not very fast. Several crooked spires branch off from the perimeter wall. Bridges lead to their entrances. A stone walkway leads to a tower on your right that claws upward and inward, its pointed roof leaning menacingly overhead. Narrow windows pierce its walls, and gargoyles cling to its eaves, and a doorway at the tower's base gapes open. However, you don't have to go here. There are many places that you can go. Looking at the map that you have in front of you, you can, of course, tell me if you'd like to head. I believe I have put the... Actually, I have not. One moment. Let me...
Oh, the numbers?
Yeah, I'm going to put the numbers on. Are the numbers visible for you?
No.
Not for me.
Okay. Cool.
No.
Then I
No
will...
numbers.
I will put those on the token layer.
Oh, they're there.
Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
so you are at Y1 right now, which is at the bridge. There we go. All right. And so right now you are at Y1, which is at the base of this tongue of ice. Who is going to be the first one to step onto Ythryn?
I did say I was taking point.
Yeah, I'm
To
assuming
continue that.
Lysithian.
I would like to be.
All right, Lysithian, directly ahead of you, you are going to see the ground rise up at a steep angle. This place is tilty. This is going to be difficult to walk on. Bracing yourself, do you just take a step off?
I'm going to step carefully, if I can.
Absolutely. Stepping onto the surface, it's basically at like a 30-degree angle, so you prepare for that lower back pain and calf pain that's coming. As soon as you step on it, the nearest party member might reflexively try to prop you up, because for a second it looks like they start to fall. Lysithian, the moment that you step on the surface, the direction directly north of the flat of this becomes up. Gravity is situated on the angle. As in, you are easily standing as if this were level ground.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's like almost like you have magnetic boots, and you're just like, what?
It's a little bit disorienting, but don't worry about it.
Cat's gonna step down.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Move out of the way so
I'm-
they can step in.
I'm not gonna like this Magic City, am I?
I don't.
If I like it, probably not.
Yeah, probably not. At least I'm low to the ground with my gravity.
Nice.
That's-
All right. As soon as you step on it, gravity shifts back, and you find yourself standing in the city.
Well,
And who... Can I get your passive perceptions again, please?
It is 16. I love that
19.
it's gone up.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear cats.
19.
19. Okay. Callie, what's yours?
18.
Okay. And Vistra's is 12.
11.
11. I was thinking 11, but it was 12.
Oh,
She
I'm
said
sorry,
it's
never mind.
Ivy, apparently. Ivy and
It's 19
Vistra
as
both
well.
aren't great.
I forgot my proficiency went up.
Oh, so yours is 19 as well?
Yeah, I didn't update that when my proficiency went up.
Glancing around, both of you are going to notice that inside of the nearest wizard's spire, that curved, hooking tower directly to your right, that would be Y2 on the map there, right next to the ice tunnel, you are going to see a shattered vial lying in front of the doorway, and then behind it, the barest outline of a boot. It looks
I'd
like a
like
body to. Sorry, so that's going to be Callie and Kat that see that.
Is
Oh,
that a boot?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Now Lysithian sees it.
What's that?
I'd like to investigate it and just like check it out. Because you said there's a broken vial as well, yeah?
Yes, there is.
Cool.
All right,
Make an investigation check?
sounds good. Moving closer.
Bye. It's not very good. 13.
Okay, 13. Approaching and looking down at the vial, you'll see that it was at one point what appeared to be likely a healing potion. The ingredients add up. A bit of toenail, some eye of newt, and as well as the label that is wilted over decades that says Potion of Superior Healing, that begins to curl off the side from the moisture in the air. Are the rest of you investigating this little area as well?
Vistra's probably just gonna take because she can see for a mile. She's probably just gonna take a look at the city.
Okay.
See what she can see.
Sounds good.
She's great view.
As you do, make me a perception roll to see what you can see.
Oh boy.
The rest of you, so Lysithian, you head over and start looking at this body. Are the rest of you going over as well?
I want to check out see if there's anything that stands out particularly in the city itself from here.
Okay, sounds good. So hanging back with Vistra, you can make me a perception roll as well.
Ooh.
And what'd you get, Vistra?
I got a 19.
Oh,
I
beautiful.
got a dirty 20.
All right. So, and Callie, what are you doing?
Going over to look and see what the heck that thing is.
Sounds fantastic. So I'm going to separate
Because
you into
it's
two
a
quick
body.
groups. Okay.
So,
One moment, please.
Which, can I just remark on how weird my lighting is right now? The fact that all the light's coming from this side?
And so is the light on the background?
Well, that's the kitchen side.
Wow.
So what it is that the sun is coming in through this way, hitting the wood wall, and reflecting yellow light at me. It's very weird. And I'm very, very just like, huh.
All right. Looking directly ahead of you, you are going to both see, walking down the lane, and Mike will be right back. Okay. So actually, Mike had to run off to grab something real quick. So, Vistra, do you mind if I take care of the twins first?
Go for it.
twins?
I don't know. As you step forward and investigate the body, Valen trails behind you as well, looking. You will see that there is a long dead. A long dead, you think male? A half-orc lies on the ground. Decades dead. Covered in frost. A deep wound has long since destroyed what was left of their side. And you can see that it's... Well, actually, one moment. Let me double check that real quick. Okay. Actually, yeah. It looks like this thing froze completely before any of the Nothics that came from this city could find it, for the body is frozen solid. It's dressed in dark purple robes. And clutched in its hand is a spellbook.
Does it have anything cool in there, Lysithian? Go check. The book, right?
It looks like a spellbook to me, so I will take it and I'll start flipping through.
Can you give me a strength check?
I can.
Can I poke through the ropes?
Oh, that's so Lysithian. Ooh, where's... so it's gonna be 2, because I have no modifier to strength.
Okay, Lysithian. Callie, Lysithian is going to lean down and they're going to grab onto the side of the book, and they're going to be unable to take the book out of the frozen grasp of this dead wizard.
I'll help.
Okay, you may
Pretty
roll.
stuck.
Okay, both of you may, or go ahead and roll with advantage using Callie's help.
Okay.
We're both just like...
All right.
I rolled a 1 and a 2!
Are you kidding me? Okay, hold on. Oh, for God's sake. Just firebolt it.
That's a good point. Going to just...
Wouldn't that burn the book?
No, just do it at, like, its wrist. Like, close range. Like, yeah.
Okay. Make me a spell attack roll.
Alright, plus my fucking modifier.
Basically, just don't botch this, please. Or do.
That's going to be 13.
Cool. So with a quick firebolt, you will shatter the frozen body at the wrists. The robe seems untouched, even though you're sure that you struck it. The book will yield into your hands, several of the fingers still grasping on to the leather cover, like icicles. As you take a look at this, the book will open easily. It appears to be a very hardy spell book, perhaps magically so. And as you begin to flip through it, I'm assuming that you are going to flip through it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You will find that it has a number of things in it, along with spells, many of which you already have. There are several notes listed inside. And if you'd like, please give me an investigation roll to basically kind of glean some information out of this.
Okay, Lysithian, now you're doing your thing.
Yay!
25.
25? Okay. So I'll get back to you in one moment, because it's going to take you a minute to do this. Callie, as the body begins to melt, you are going to be able to search around. How are you looking through the corpse?
I'm gonna kind of pat its pockets
Okay.
and probably use a dagger to kind of lift stuff up a little, so maybe I don't touch something cursed right away.
Okay. So that sounds
So with
fine.
care, because this is obviously some sort of magey type, and knowing Lysithian, care is needed.
All right. So the robes that you were looking at, there are a few things that you will find on the body still. No healing items of any kind. It looks like they were trying to heal themselves when, well, the end came. But as you are searching through the body, you will find that there is a set of alchemist supplies, a little travel kit, basically, as well as a red ink vial and bone quill. And you'll also find that there is a potion of poison. Well, there is a potion of poison. It's empty now. You will find that lying on the floor beneath the body.
Sick.
Probably
That's
a painless way to go.
Oh. Well, I mean, if there was Nothics around, I don't blame you.
Looking at this, though, what you will see is that these robes, draped atop them, is that luxurious purple cloak.
It's very nice.
Yes, it is. And, actually, you know what? I'm going to say the robes themselves are the purple thing. So the robes themselves are quite luxurious, purple, and completely free of any debris or damage, even any blood from that horrific wound at this orc's side.
These look like they're probably worth something, Lysithian. They're not damaged.
Okay.
You think they've got armor spells on them?
That's a possibility. I'm not really proficient with anything of that sort.
I mean,
but
I think
there's-
purple's your color.
All right, let me look at it while you keep reading the book.
Go ahead. I'm gonna
It's a-
keep flipping through.
Robes of protection. Similar to a cloak of protection. Quite useful. It should be able to be used by just about anyone here so long as it's fashion forward.
I mean, they might be a bit big, but a belt will solve that.
If
As
you
long as
don't-
you're not weirded out by taking them off a corpse and wearing them.
I personally don't care, but so long as we're respectful. But if
I mean, we can leave
if
him
you're
like
not opposed,
Something to cover him.
if you're not opposed to it, I would like to maybe take it.
Yeah, go for it. They said purple's kind of your color.
A little bit. I do
Just a
like
little.
purple.
Blue
Just
and
a
purple
little
goes
bit.
well together.
Thank you.
As you flip through the book, if you want to take a moment to slough them on Lysithian, you'll find that actually they fit you just fine. Almost
Oh, yeah?
tailored. And those who watch Lysithian slough this on will see the sleeves kind of almost of their own accord slide over their fingers and like tighten, almost like watching like spandex conform to body size.
Oh, that's
I like
useful.
it.
Lysithian, you gain the effect of Cloak of Protection. That is a +1 AC and a +1 to all saving throws.
That's a mother heckin' wondrous item right there.
If I'm not mistaken, right? That's
It is. I'm on D&D Beyond,
It's a pretty basic one, but
but still heckin' wondrous item. Thanks, bitches.
yeah, no worries.
I don't know what that voice is, but enjoy.
It's the correct one.
It's the holy shit! I just got a cloak of protection, and I'm a wizard.
Outside on the main
we need
third,
like some fan art of Lysithian just doing like a little like swish with a robe edge.
you can slough something on. Yeah, sure, why not? You kind of like, I think like it's like shrugging something on is how I would interpret that.
Yeah, like you're like shrugging.
It's
it
just
on.
very,
Yeah.
very sloppily done.
Yeah,
Schluffing.
yeah, that's kind of how I see it. So I'm gonna. Also, welcome back, Mike. I hope your head's feeling better. To cast off or become cast off, to slowly crumble and fall away, to get rid of or discard irksome, objectionable, or disadvantageous.
Answer.
I'm gonna say, like, you can slough something on in this world. Because it's magic.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little off, but, like,
I mean, yeah, technically slough is
Slough
to like
it on, slough it off.
you perform
Is
for
to
4 hours
remove
straight and get
something,
100%
but-
right. Alright,
generally it's used in a sloppy
it's fine.
Yeah.
sort of way. So
But that is a good point. Meanwhile, the other two of you will see marching in a procession down the road 4 figures, human-sized, wearing armored shoulders, helmets, as well as greaves, wearing short-sleeved tunics with dark blue sword-shaped what's the word I'm thinking of? Is it halberks? Not halberk. The dangly, basically like there's a strip of fabric that goes all the way down below your belt.
tabard.
Tabard. Thank you. Long blue tabards that, with the design of the mantle, form the shape of a sword. Their flesh is translucent, slightly glowing blue. And this is what they look like.
Cool.
Oh.
They walk down the streets.
How many did you say were in
There
this line?
are 4 of them. And it looks like they are doing a patrol. Kat, you got a good enough score that you saw them before they saw you, and Vistra, you can see them at quite a distance. Vistra, I'm going to say that you saw something different first, though, before you see Kat's eyes widen. With your long sight, what you are going to see is something that doesn't make any damn sense. At the very back, near the domed spire, at the top northwest of this city, you are going to see a 15-foot wide hand floating above the dome. It's almost translucent, but glitters like it's made of stardust. Sets itself down atop of the domed roof and stands up like when a child plays Dancing Hand, you know? Dun, 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 and starts to just slowly walk across the spire with its index and middle finger. This is like you're seeing almost a mile away with your super eagle vision.
Yep.
As you're looking at that, Kat, you get the sense that they're doing patrols around the city, fairly regular ones. And they start just checking things in the streets. They'll see you if you don't move.
Kat will duck down and haul Vistra with her.
All right. Are you just going to look for a random place to hide, or are you going to join your friends around the corner?
Gonna join friends around the corner.
Okay. As you approach, you'll see that there is a partially exploded, fire-blasted body of a melting half-orc laying on the floor, as well as Lysithian wearing some fancy new duds, and flipping through a old, gilded, lockable spellbook.
Alright, we haven't even gotten in the city yet, or are you finding a whole bunch of shit, Lysithian? This is like your big day, isn't it?
Talking about finding things,
Okay.
there look like there are guard patrols.
Also, I saw a giant floating hand about to the north over a spire
A
dome
what?
There's
thing.
still stuff here.
Yeah.
What did the guards look like?
They were blue with translucent skin.
Yeah, that's what the hand looked like too.
Majin.
Can I make an Arcana check to see?
Yes,
if I know
you
what
may.
that
You
is?
may do this with disadvantage, though, because this is super
fair.
law. Actually, you know what? I think this came up in... This did not come up in this game. It came up in another game. So you you may do this with disadvantage.
That would be
this is
16. with
16?
disadvantage.
It sounds like it's no race that you've heard of. However, in some of your studies, you've heard rumors of ancient constructs that were known called the Magen. Is it Magen or Magin? I think it's Mage. It's Mage with an N at the end of it. You know what? Does D&D Beyond have it? Because then I can hear Matt Mercer say it to me.
Fucking look it up.
Hold on, I'm gonna check this real quick because I know someone's gonna be annoyed. Well, that just is German for stomach.
Magen.
That's Magen. Okay. Let's try Magen 5e or Magen 5e.
I'm not seeing them.
I'm not seeing them. Well, they just came out in this book.
Hmm.
Oh, I see it.
Who didn't tell you?
I see it. Let me
Magen
see.
is how they say it.
Oh, it
Magen.
wants me to purchase Rime the
not do it.
Frostmaiden. I'm
Do not-
I'm not gonna purchase it.
Do not do it. Do not purchase it. I already did. So we'll say Magen, because that's what one of them says. These things called Magen, they're magical servants, basically. Constructs who don't need to, well, usual construct things. Don't require air, food, or sleep. Or drink.
Okay.
Were they armed, Kelly?
Yes, they were, with rather sharp, I'm gonna say long swords, but let me double check. It might be great swords. long swords. Great
Well,
swords.
why
They
don't-
are great swords.
Well, why don't you guys still look? I might try and sneak and see if I can see other... Like, if there's more than one group. Like, pop my head out and try and see, because I can see quite far. If I see there's more than one group of them, or if it's just the 4. Because it might be
Alright.
good to know, like, how
Fair
spiced out they are.
I mean, that sounds good to me.
So we don't,
As long as you're
like...
quiet.
I will try and be quiet.
I know you'll
I'm a
try.
dwarf. I'm small. Snaky.
And not known for your silence. Velen will say. Lysithian.
Yes.
As Vistra sneaks out, you're going to be able to get a sense of some things out of this book. First of all, you're going to find that there are notes at the end beyond the spell pages. You're going to find the following spells are in this book as well. Actually, I think you're going to be very happy. You're going to be loaded at the end of this. In order, Counterspell. Black Tentacles. Dimension Door. Telekinesis. Bigby's Hand. Planar Binding. Globe of Invulnerability. Irresistible Dance. And there is a Torn spell that you do not have the components for. Like, basically, the spell page has been damaged. But it looks like it was a spell called Edagon's Ballistic Blaster. But you don't have that one, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. Tune into
Alright.
our other games to find out what the hell I'm talking about.
I know most of these spells, but Globe of Invulnerability, I don't believe I have. Irresistible Dance, I don't know, and something called Edagon's Ballistic Blaster. Valen, do you know what this is? Ever heard of it?
Not even slightly. What a dumb name.
I agree, but
Sounds
some
like-
spells are named oddly.
I would be happy to copy over anything that you don't
Sure,
have.
go ahead and take a look.
What else did you find?
What is in the notes, Kelly?
You were going to discover, so be prepared to write some stuff down, folks.
Yep, I'm ready. Let's go.
The wizard's name was Zaharad. You'll remember this name as the one who was traveling with the dead cleric that you found. There are a series of quotes that you're going to be able to pull from his journal at the end of this book. I have fooled the Demi-Lich into thinking that I am a friend by action. Perhaps it thinks that I'm here to return the city to glory, or to aid him. I am free to risk the city on my own, and yet it follows me wherever I go. I miss Alina. The spells here are alive, but there are no mages here. It is as if they are given form of their own. Agency. I have found that there is a series of actions that must be taken to enter the primary tower. I have decoded one of them, but have not managed to perform the actions necessary. Apparently, I must gather wood from a wand within the tower. I have no idea what this means. Perhaps a tree of some kind. I found another note referencing yet another location. A tower within a tower. I have no idea where, but given the nature of the writing, I believe this would likely be most in tune with conjuration. I cannot survive long. The grove will be my salvation. I will try to escape tomorrow. I pray that it will not follow me. The paranoid mind begins to pick apart my every action. I cannot survive. I was wounded. And in my weakened state, I have dropped my only chance of survival. I was struck by a blade of aching darkness. I believe this to be one of the spells inside of the Lich's spellbook. Though I believe that it exists beyond its control. I will hold out for as long as I can to see if the bleeding stops. At the least, should the Nothics find me, I will make certain that my flesh will be unpalatable and laced with only deadly poison. I hope they enjoy the marinade. And that's the last thing that you are going to find in the book.
Hold on. I will read off everything to the group. So,
Wow.
yes, quite the story. But it seems that he was hoping to find the tower within the tower. But it needed wood from a wand or something. He didn't know what it meant from what I'm reading, but
I mean, I don't really get it either.
I don't either.
Let's think about it. So, there's a right to enter that main tower, Velen says, pointing at the giant spire in the center of the city. For one of them, we need to enter a tower within a tower that has to do with conjuration. Did the notes say anything about this ritual beyond that? You can make me another intelligence roll, or pardon me, an investigation roll to see if it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Because there are a lot of notes here.
21.
21? Yeah, okay. Then I'll give you a little more detail on that. So looking at it, you can see that specifically on this, Zaharad was picking through, and apparently there's something called the Rite of the Arcane Octid. An 8-part ritual that is hidden around the city. He had intended to go to each of them and assemble their parts in order when he found the inscriptions. The only one he found was, and you kind of skimmed over this because it was written in the margins, but you found it with that roll. Hold a wand crafted from the nether oak over your heart.
Hold wand of nether oak.
Nether oak. And anybody who hears that can make me a nature roll.
Sure. Rolled a 2, so I'm not even gonna bother.
Ooh.
My nature, that's only a 6, so.
I got a
Through
dirty
and go.
20.
Oh, nice.
17.
17. Both of you are going to have heard of nether oak. It's basically an ancient, almost mythical type of tree that mages, like the old stories talk about, like, and then the great wizard cast us a wand from the nether oak. It's always one of those things, right? Like forging a sword out of meteoric iron, right? However, the word nether oak probably implies that, hey, Netheril probably had a hand in this. Which means you'd probably be able to know it when you saw it. It's a good start. Meanwhile, out on the street, crouching outside, Vistra, are you trying to scout around?
Kind of, like, she's not gonna go super far. She's gonna try and find, like, a good vantage point where she thinks she's, like, pretty well hidden, but can see most of, like, the main streets to try and, like, figure out how many patrols there are
Sure.
around the city.
You can go ahead and make me a perception roll again.
Cool.
And you're taking your time, so don't worry about that. What I will do...
Yeah, I'm gonna add determination onto that. That'll be an 18.
Okay.
Determination.
Okay. And 4. Okay. You are going to see that it doesn't appear that there are any more patrols that you can see from your vantage point right now. What you will see, however, is over on the western side, dressed in tattered robes, similar to what those Magen are wearing, are a group of 6 Nothics chattering to each other, basically in what looks like a small forum, a little recessed area to the west with columns jutting out of them, almost like they're holding a forum, holding a speech contest as they chitter and scratch ancient runes into their flesh and gaze back and forth at each other with those glowing green eyes. But besides that, you're not seeing anything.
Okay.
The city does have things in it, but it doesn't appear that they are that evenly spaced. Which is probably good news.
Yep. Cool. Well, she'll kind of sneak back to the group and relay the information.
Okay. So Vistra returns and relays some information.
Okay, so it seems we need to keep our wits about us. If they're
Yeah.
to the west, whereabout did you see those Magen?
Well, the Magen were right, coming down that main street originally with...
Down the main street, okay.
And
What direction were the Maiden going, Kelly?
they were coming directly toward you. However, if you glance out, they're no longer in sight. They probably went down one of the side alleyways.
Cat will reiterate that, basically.
And then there was that weird hand up to the north that I saw earlier.
No, that was quite a ways to the north on the other side of the city.
Yeah.
Remember, you have a vision of a mile, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we definitely want to avoid the Nothics, so
Yes.
Mm-hmm. No argument there.
and those Magen, if they went down a side street, could come out pretty much anywhere, because we don't really know where everything leads.
We have
right?
no idea what the city is like.
So, I think what's important is that we decide on what our goal is.
The
Where are
Eightfold-
we trying to get to first?
If we're looking for something that can defeat Auril, the spellbook,
Yes.
we should do our best to get into that tower. There is likely great riches and powers inside of it.
There's
say
going
the-
to be... Go ahead.
Won't there be something guarding those riches?
Oh, absolutely.
That's where you come in, Vistra.
Pff, magic? Oh, I'm a little nervous
No,
about
it's
going
called
against
you're
magic.
a lot beefier, and you can handle things that come our way
That's
while
true.
we tackle the magic things.
I'll be the mate child. Yes.
I wasn't going to say it, but yes.
I know you're thinking it. I know what you're thinking, Lysithian.
Do you?
Yes. When it comes to me, I know what you're thinking.
That's fair.
Are the rest of you down for this? Who knows what type of magical items we can find? I think that we should do our best not to be stingy and equip them most fairly.
I agree.
Yeah.
Good. If we get into that tower, that means that we will have access to some great, incredible abilities. The Dryad said that we had to go to a series of towers. You said that it was an 8-fold ritual,
Yes.
and the note said that one of them was tied to conjuration. Seems to me that that means that each one of the towers is representative of one of the 8 schools of magic.
That would make sense.
Which means they should be easy to pick out. Most of the buildings are in fairly awful repair. Also,
Can't wait till we get to necromancy. That's gonna be fun.
it will not be my favorite. Although I study it, it's not what I would like to spend much time looking at here for a test.
Evocation, I know I can handle.
So we have to find the 8 things to get into the big tower with this magic spellbook of a lich, is what I understand.
Basically. We want
All
that
right.
spellbook.
All right, let's crack on, shall we?
Well, they
In
said
bits and pieces.
it's a demi-lich.
Oh, only a demi lich.
You
Well,
know,
that's much
only.
better.
That is significantly better.
It is.
Vistra, a demi-lich is a big floating skull with lots of evil magic, but very few spells.
Okay.
It has immense
I'm
power.
kind of cracking spells. Cracking skulls.
There you go. You got there eventually, and that's what's important. Unfortunately, because of the stealth required for this, it means that Katerina, you'll be a little less useful on the musical side of things.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
We can
Still.
still make it work.
Yeah, stay away from shatter, maybe. Using that one.
It's so
Boom.
useful, but
It's so useful,
Yeah.
but yeah.
We'll see
But
what we
it's
come up
incredibly
against.
loud.
That being said, the city's quite large. It would take time, and I'm sure that if you did have to use it, we could hide before any
Sure.
reinforcements would come. My concern is drawing the Demi-Lich's attention early, like this one apparently did. Although apparently you said that he fooled the Lich into thinking...
yes. He fooled him into thinking that he was on his side, in a sense.
But when in doubt, we're here to make the city
That
great again.
He was a friend by action, so I'm not exactly sure what
Anybody
he
wants
means
to
by that.
can make me an insight roll.
Yes.
Okay, Valen could not.
Let's try. Let's try.
Gonna be 11.
Oh, actually, that's going to be an 18 with my
19.
21.
modifier.
21. Okay, so the 3 of you are going to notice. Probably because he was going around trying to find clues, he didn't come off like a tomb robber. He was a wizard going around. You think that he basically was the AAA guy. Oh, look, I see your problem here. You got a magic tower down. Let me just, I'll just need to go back to the truck and get my equipment. We'll fix that right up, get you back in the air.
So when in doubt, we're not robbers. We're not thieves.
That would make sense.
Hmm.
So as long as we're not going around looting everything.
At least not visibly. So be subtle about your looting.
Yes. I agree.
Good thing we have a bag of holding.
It does make it easier.
Who
Really
technically-
subtle. We can do this.
Yeah.
Very subtle.
So, where to first?
Well,
Okay.
Let's start with the conjuring one that you said. That was what he figured out the first clue. Right?
the
Start
nearest...
with- Yeah, which one do you think is the nearest one, Valen?
Looking out the window, both of you are going to immediately see and recognize the symbol of abjuration in a tower some 200 feet in front of you. Just on the other side of an immense stadium. Now, mind you, if you want to detour, what I'm going to do is, as you're looking at the city, I'll tell you, like, line of sight, what you're seeing, and then everything kind of directly around if you want to go somewhere else, okay? So, directly in front of the location that you are at, you are going to see a tall tower rising out with the symbol of abjuration still glowing from it in bright blue at the top. However, there's an amphitheater in the way. In fact, that is probably what Vistra was looking at when she thought it was a forum. It's just to the west, and you'll have to cut around to not see the Nothics, but you can see that, Vistra, you saw that it was charged with static. cracked steps descended into the stadium floor where a tiny glittering object rested on a pedestal. And then what you see on the other side of that is a tower that reaches up like a talon. Its stonework studied in chiseled runes. A blue light shines from its highest window, which is shaped like the sign of abjuration. Start with abjuration, work our way around. It's closest.
I say yes. What does everybody else think?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Can I get just a passive stealth roll for everybody? I'm assuming you're just going to kind of try to be casually stealth, so can I get a DC? Give me a DC.
Natural 20.
Okay, that's 2 successes
Plus
for
3.
us. This is a group stealth
That's
check,
23.
so everybody needs to get 10 or above. So Velen
I
got
got
an
15.
18, so that's good. You got a nat 1? Okay.
22.
Okay. So, as you are wandering... Vistra, what are you carrying on you right now?
A lot of stuff.
Okay.
Probably her weapons. If you're gonna figure out what's making a clanging noise, probably the like several hand axes and her. She also has javelins and a warhammer with her, as well as her great axe. So you know.
Okay. As you are wandering, you are going to make your way across the center of city. Or, pardon me, you're going to wander toward the Tower of Abjuration. On your left, as you do, you're going to see that there is an immense tendril of stonework reaching up into the central spire of the city. To your immediate left, there is, at the base of that, one moment, and if you're looking, it's the Y6 is what I'm talking about. An arching strut of dark stone rises from a ruined district to a junction high on the central spire. A gate engraved with arcane sigils is set to the base of the strut, and also nearby you will see that there is what appears to be a portcullis. A prison lies to the west as well. Perhaps that's where the Magen were headed.
Okay.
As you are looking at this and keeping your eyes open, the air around the amphitheater is suddenly going to crackle with magic as you approach. Vistra, you're going to turn around suddenly just startled because you were looking away, and you're going to let out a yelp. But as you do, Lysithian's blue fingers are going to go, or pardon me, gloved hand is going to go whoop, right on top of your mouth with that nat 20. It's an instinctive reaction, and you feel a little foolish for it, but good thing Lysithian was right there. All right.
All right.
Looking down, it looks like the Nothics have left. It looks like some type of sporting arena.
Something of that sort.
Yeah, what's the thing on the pedestal? Down there.
Probably the ball.
Not sure.
Why, do you want to play a game?
No, but if it's gold and shiny, it might be worth something.
How about you don't go around openly stealing? Isn't that what we just talked about, Vistra?
Yes.
Try to retain the information for more than 5 minutes, so then we don't get caught by the demi-lich. Thank you. Okay.
All right. So, do you continue on? Nobody wants to go play sports? Okay. Oh,
Does it look like this, outside of the Nothics, does it look like this area has been recently used?
Not terribly much.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
not in thousands of years anyway, but the magic, basically the power's still on here. So that's kind of neat.
I'm curious, but I don't want to waste any time. Let's go right for the tower.
But yes, you can, by the way, just restating, you can investigate anything you want, and you They did a lot of work on this chapter. There's a lot of weird stuff you can do. But you can always backtrack, too. It only takes 5 minutes to cross 200 feet, so. The tower ahead of you reaches up like a talon. Runes cover every inch of its exterior. What do you all do?
See if I can make out what the runes say.
Sounds good. You can make me an Arcana check.
Yeah. Okay. That's gonna be fucking 15.
15? Looks like just general runes of magic.
Okay.
This tower looks to be probably protected with abjuration magic, or at least seems to be channeling the energies of abjuration. It's not really your specialty, but it seems fine.
Okay. Does anything sort of hint to what we might need to do here, or?
You think that you probably need to go inside. The front door is wide open.
Which tower on the map was this again, Kelly?
This is the first one. It is Y4.
Cool.
Okay.
Sorry, I try not to use map language, but it's difficult when you're like the only map, by the way, until you get into the spire, which from here on in I'm going to refer to Lich Tower as the Spire.
I mean, that sounds pretty fair.
Okay, so the Spire's the only map left in the game, by the way.
Oh.
Oh.
So like none of these places have maps at all, unless I want to make them. And I don't feel like it. I think this is like largely going to be role playing and occasionally fighting in alleys, probably.
I mean, that sounds pretty fun.
Right?
Yeah.
It means, but that doesn't mean that like I'm gonna have to go back. You just focus on the big map, and feel free to draw notes on it and things like that with a pen. So sorry to give that away right there, but
Fine.
No, that's fine.
yeah, it just means that like you won't have to be like, why aren't you putting that on?
Yeah.
I'd like to go to enter the tower unless somebody stops me.
Sounds good.
I will follow.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm gonna spend a hurt them more for something.
Of course.
Cool. All right, that means Velen fails that roll. Okay.
Nice.
So everyone who walks inside, you will see that the tower has a central stairwell that curls up the core of it. As soon as you all step inside, can I get an intelligence save off everyone?
Oh boy.
Oh
Well,
no,
there
Katerina,
she goes.
Whoa,
It's going to
there she
be
goes.
18.
18?
My dice hate me tonight.
You have inspiration,
Sage your
dummy.
dice. You have inspiration
If you want to spend it.
and determination. Int saves are really mean, man. I'm going to tell you right
I'm gonna
now.
use my inspiration.
Okay.
I will use
Saves
my
are fucking
inspiration.
mean.
All right, here comes
Inspiration.
Cat's Nat 1.
Natural 20.
Much better.
There you go.
16.
Vistra.
16.
I did have 3.
Is that all you want to do, Mike?
Oh no.
3, 2, 1.
I have determination, so I'll use
Bing.
that too.
Okay, sounds good.
That's a dirty 20.
That's a dirty 20 then. Congratulations. That just seems like that's useful. Okay. This has sapped your resources down by a third. This is great. As soon as you head inside, you are going to hear the unmistakable sound of as one of the runes on the outer exterior pulses with energy. You all
Oh no.
are going to be fine, but just for a moment you will hear a shrieking horror echo through your minds. And you feel that as you shake it out of your head, you feel a little shaken for a second. Like, out of nowhere, you were teetering on the edge of insanity. Thanks very much for the sub. But you all succeeded with that thanks to blowing all of your points, so good. I like it. As you step inside, Do you climb the stairs?
I would like to investigate if there's any runes or spell, like anything.
Okay, you can
Might
make
be,
me another Arcana check, please.
It's a 19
19.
plus
Ooh,
heckin'
25 at least.
Arcana. Yeah, so so I was just a 27.
Looking.
I'm fucking gross.
So looking back, you're gonna look around and then kind of lean a little bit outside the door out of curiosity, and you'll see that nestled among all of the runes is a fading symbol of a rune of insanity. So pardon me, it is the specific spell symbol insanity. The glyph is slowly recharging, but you think that you're going to be fine for probably will reset tomorrow morning. Looking back inside, you think that was the only one, probably triggered when you all passed through the door.
Okay. I think we should be okay to proceed. I'll keep looking every time we have to enter anywhere.
Okay. Stepping up the stairs, you will find that at the top is a huge anvil, chiseled with vivid blue runes. It rests in the center of a 30-foot diameter, 30-foot high circular chamber. Resting atop it is a hammer, adorned with matching runes. However, as you step toward this room, you are not alone. 6 armored figures stand guard around the anvil. At the rear of the chamber, the frozen corpse of a wizard lies in a pile of rubble. Blue flames flicker from the braziers spaced around the room, illuminating a carved inscription on the ceiling. The 6 figures around you are 6 Maiden, dressed in the same way as the ones that you saw walking down the street.
Heck.
They are standing guard around the body. Let's see. The wizard that is lying there is lying in a pile of rubble that I would like... You can give me a nature roll to see. Vistra, you can give me this with advantage.
That was almost so good. It's gonna be 7. It was almost a 17, and then it was like, nah.
Can I roll that as well, or?
Sure, yeah, you may.
Okay.
19.
19. You are going to recognize that the damage to the floor looks like that stonework was shattered by a hammer similar to the sledge that you saw in that giant's hand.
Okay.
And would you get Callie?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You will recognize the same. It's the same size and shape. You think that one of those giants, those tappers, tomb tappers, got in here and killed this wizard.
Do the Maiden look like alert and like active, or do they look like
They stand there. They're not breathing, but they are standing there. Their eyes are open.
Do we know enough about them to know if they think? Are they capable of reasoning? Or do they just act on like certain kind of like rules they've been given?
You know that they're constructs. That's all. If you want to take a minute outside of this room, you could ask Professor Scant.
Yeah, you know what? I'll quietly mention it aloud to Lysithian.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
I'll get him out. Hello, how can I help you?
Do the Magian reason, or are they just do they react to a certain set of rules they're given?
That depends. Magian make ideal servants. At creation, each is instilled with an instinct to protect itself and its creator, and it follows its creator's instructions without hesitation. When its tasks are complete, a Magian becomes immobile and silent until given new orders.
If we go in there and do something, will it trigger their old orders, probably?
That depends. What the old orders would be.
Like, defend.
I cannot extrapolate. It is not in my nature.
Okay. Well, I guess take the risk.
I was gonna say if they were Kelly, they were standing around the wizard's body.
They're standing around the anvil.
The anvil, okay, the anvil.
They look like
yeah.
they're standing around in a circle around the anvil. Their backs
so they're
facing
guarding,
it.
yeah,
They are
yeah.
obviously guarding the anvil.
Yeah, the anvil. Okay.
The anvil's probably what we need then.
What was the hammer?
Or the hammer.
Maybe.
I don't know much about abjuration magic, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, so...
Why don't we go investigate the wizard's body? Maybe he has notes of what he was trying to do on him.
Sounds
Oh.
good to me.
Actually, it's probably that.
What?
Valen's going to point up at the ceiling with a wry look on her face. Written in Draconic on the ceiling, which Lysithian will be able to read, in Lodrosian dialect.
Oh, okay,
is-
I was like, I don't read Draconic, bruh!
Oh, do you not read Draconic? Do you not have it as
No.
language?
No, I have Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Infernal.
Oh, damn. Hold on one sec. Do I? I always assume that wizards do. Yeah, she does. Well, that says right there. First, shield thy heart with a wand from the nether oak.
Okay.
By the way, I mean, we could go and take that. I mean, is the hammer useful?
What were you gonna say, Callie?
I was gonna say, I just
I
noted...
said Callie.
Oh,
but...
sorry.
Callie was just saying about how, oh, I guess we have to come back then?
No, I think that the clues are spread around the city like that.
Great, well, let's check out the wizard's body. Callie's gonna inch over there, kind of keeping an eye on Majin to see if they react at all to her going over to the wizard. Kind of like prod, anything interesting.
Okay. Moving forward, you are going to... Okay.
She's gonna keep a careful eye on them.
The Majin stand completely stiff-backed, erect and watching you, their hands on their swords, as they were before you came forward. None of them move a single inch. And as the rest of you watch, none of them even turn an eye toward Callie.
This is Frankie.
Vistra's gonna like take a single step forward towards the anvil and see if they kind of focus their attention on her suddenly.
You will see eyes focused directly on you. The one that is facing you will. I think the easiest explanation of this is think of the Queen's Guard. Like they're robotic or mannequin Queen's Guard. I was going to say earlier that they're actually supposed to be green, according to their write-up, by the way, but that is totally like blue. And they look cooler
it's like-
in blue.
Yeah.
The
It's
story
like
time looked very blue.
It's
Yeah.
very blue, guys. It's very blue. They're Smurfs.
Slightly more scary.
See, than Smurfs? Impossible. Oh, Snorks. True. Snorks are scarier. They got that snork thing. That's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, the snorkel. Yeah, that explains it.
It's one of those times you're like, oh, I
Yeah, I just was like, huh. I was
that-
today years old when I
That
found
took
out.
me an extra 30 years to figure that one out. Then again, the snorks didn't occupy as much as my life as I normally would have expected. But so Callie, heading over to the body, you are going to find. Nice. Let me roll this. Well, you know what? You know what's ridiculous, though? I gotta say. As you are looking at this... Let me just check this real quick. So... All body lies in this chamber. So this body is... absolutely ancient. You believe this body died when the city fell. Like that long ago. Not from the same event, but...
Prod. This is very old.
And as you find it, you will see that on it is a... you'll find two things on the body. A small flask made of what looks like chardalian. Ornamental, or chardalin if you're nasty. Containing mercury. As well as, it's non-magical, but you can see that this wizard is wearing an amulet containing a... It's an amulet that is made of... It almost looks like a yellowed dragon's tooth suspended in amber, like it's a resin necklace. About the size of Callie's fist. Like, it's quite... actually, about the size of Vistra's fist. Like a normal person's fist.
Interesting.
It doesn't look magic, it just looks cool.
Callie's gonna kind of prod it carefully.
The body is absolutely desiccated, and as you prod it, it is going to start to crumble to dust.
Okay, she'll pick up the necklace.
All right, you will be able to do so. It also has some nice robes, but it appears that you don't think there's anything super special about them just looking at them.
Okay.
And, yeah. What do you all do now? So
Vistra's very interested in just like looking at the hammer on the anvil. She's kind of like interested about like the craftsmanship, looking at it.
If Vistra is wanting to look at the hammer, I'm going to just be ready to like cast like any magic just in case. Like
she's not walking more forward than she is. She's just kind of like trying to lean around the Magen and trying to like look at it.
Pick a fight.
I'm not gonna pick a fight.
Well, there I focused.
I don't want to alert the demi-lich. It's fine. I've got the memo.
Glancing at it, it is a large, magic-looking hammer. It's wrapped with runes, and as you look at it, what's your intelligence?
My intelligence is 11.
Okay. It looks like probably a magic hammer of some kind. Maybe it's used for crafting. Maybe it has the power to make cool shit. Maybe it could make a cool weapon for you. For me, I could get an axe.
I could get a better X.
I could get
Make
better
my X
axe.
better. My better X.
It's true. You could.
Love that accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we supposed to do here, guys? I'm kind of lost.
We're collecting clues. It just happens we already had this one.
Ah.
All right. Well, I guess we should move on then.
Move on and make our way to the next tower to see what we can find. If we see anything regarding the Netherrock wand,
Yeah.
we go to it.
All right.
That
We-
anvil could make me a really cool X, guys.
It probably could. However, it has mages surrounding it, and we're
I
not going to deal with that right now. So if
Yes, I
they
know.
if they ever happen to move, or if we need it, we will come back for it. Okay?
Yes. Yes. I know, Lysithian. I'm 125. You don't have to speak to me like I'm a child all the time.
No, I'm just saying, if we find that we need to use the anvil, who knows? It could be part of what we need to do. So if we have to come back, we can take out the mage, and I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yes. Yes. Okay,
I'm
so
also
it's just we're looking for
200,
clues.
so-
I thought we had to gather things. So I was like, oh, we have to take the hammer. No, we're just looking for the clue that's on the ceiling that we
Yes.
already know.
Clue that's
Alright.
on the
Got it.
ceiling, and each place might be a little bit different. Wizards are strange. We do things in interesting ways.
Yes, you are definitely strange. I will agree with you on that.
We like to
Alright.
hide our secrets.
So nearest out of here, the next large tower, we could head to the east or the west. Vistra, can you see the tower over there? And she'll kind of vaguely gesture at the next tallest building around the side. What does it look like?
In which direction?
So she's pointing to the west.
She's pointing to the west, okay.
So you're going to see that the tower is engraved with interlocking series of stones, yellow light spilling from one of its topmost windows. And you'll be able to see that the doors are broken from where you're standing. To the east, she'll gesture to another one, and you will see that with your dwarven eyes, which doesn't quite track, that a tower rises straight as an arrow. A faint light shines from the spire's tallest window, and hairline cracks seep up its walls like ivy. Creep up its walls like ivy. Do you recognize? Are there any? Hold on. Velen will take out a book and quickly scratch a number of symbols.
Yes, exactly. I was like, I'm gonna have to either write them down or you're gonna have to.
She's going to
glance.
mark off the one that resembles one of the symbols on the tower behind you.
Yep.
Do you see any of these symbols? You can make me an investigation check.
Okay. Okay, Vistra.
I
these are
will make
not-
you make
this is-
Arcana, but you're just doing matching.
It's fine. Investigation or Arcana would both be +0. So
they?
you know, this is intelligence and wisdom are not Vistra's strong fruits. Strong fruits? Neither are words to Robin today.
It's true.
3.
3. You have no idea.
I can't quite see from here.
All right.
It's hard to see.
Left or right? Which way are we going?
That one has broken doors to the west.
Good. Easier to get into. Let's go there first.
Okay.
All right.
Heading over to there, it takes you about 5 minutes to make your way across. And as you do, you find yourself standing at a tower engraved, like I said, with interlocking circles of stone. Faint light spills from the utmost window, as I said before, but also the faint sound of brooms brushing on stonework drifts through the open doors. Well. Shall we?
All right.
All right, do you head inside?
Yeah.
Now, the tower's interior is ruined. The crash of the city tossed it into eternal disarray. However, as you step inside, it's ruined, but sparklingly clean. There's broken bits, but no dust, no debris smaller than a fist. Everything of that size has been long taken away. You will see that brooms continuously work around the room, kept by invisible hands. In fact, as you step in and look around, one of the brooms is going to head just lazily over toward you and start sweeping up behind any debris that you tread into the room.
Oops. Sorry.
The stairwell circles up the side. Do you head up?
Guys.
Yep. I'll head up.
Sounds good.
I'm joining her.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
You ascend
What
to the
made you do
top.
this?
You ascend to
Sorry,
the,
sorry.
It's okay. You ascend to the topmost chamber of the tower. Glowing orbs are set into the walls of this 30-foot diameter circular chamber. As you step into the room, 4 giant hands made of shimmering force hover in the center, guarding a tiny ornamental tower perched on a pedestal. A tower inside of a tower, Velen says. And as you step inside, the hands suddenly look at you, pair off, and quickly crack, ball into fists, and charge. I need an initiative roll.
For the fun of it, I'm gonna roll my big chunky boy. Let's fucking go.
Drunk dice.
Okay. That was a bad idea, but that's fine. It's gonna be an 8. I wanted to do
Okay.
it for fun because we're playing D&D. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Okay. And, okay. Oh my god, these things are fast. I love it. Okay.
But I'm slower.
These things are... I love this, by the way. This is like this is my favorite thing in this book, are these type of things. Okay, they're actually not as... Okay, so let's just check the initiative real quick. Ooh, good job, Callie. Callie with 23. Then going down to... Giant Hand 1 with a 19. Vistra with an 18. Giant Hand 2. Giant Hand 3. Giant Hand 4.
No!
Velen, because she finally rolled more initiative than a clump of dirt.
Yay!
And then we have Cat and Lysithian.
Let's fucking go.
All right,
go.
the hands flex and begin to surge toward you, giant spectral hands glittering with force, ready to let it happen, ready to fight Master Hand, which you'll do right after this break. Boom. All right, folks, we're gonna take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for a
I need
fight.
coffee.
We need
I
coffee.
know, I'm like, I need coffee.
All right, see you in a second, folks. Hey everybody, guess what? We're back and it's time for Let's Talk to the Chat.
What
Hey.
up?
Yo, what up? So how's everybody doing? We were talking a second ago when we were sitting down. Hey, and you have a PB&J right there.
Yeah.
Important
Popcorn.
question. You have popcorn? Oh, god damn it. Mike, stop having popcorn. I can't eat popcorn. I want it.
Yeah.
Is that chunky or is it smooth?
Smooth.
It's smooth, just like you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not chunky like me. Sorry, it was a good joke. I'm less chunky than I was a month ago, though, so that's good.
Dude, you look amazing.
I'm getting better. I've lost like 4 pounds this month, so
Got it.
yeah. So I need to lose like another 20 something, but
I've been walking, getting my butt back. I'm so happy.
God, I need to start
Because
doing.
most of the walking I do is uphill. Because I'll like walk down to the craft store, which is like 25 minutes.
You know why it's uphill? Because we're millennials. Everything's uphill.
Hell yeah.
No,
and
Hayden
then
and I aren't. Remember, we're not
Yes,
millennials.
you are according to that chart. I'll allow
to
it.
that one chart, I'll
the
take
one
it.
chart. It's
But
fine.
like most of the walk is like back like uphill, and I'm like, cool. I'm gonna carry craft supplies to go make dice and fucking walk up this hill. This is my workout. This is 3 miles.
So I was gonna say on top of that though that like yeah, according to that one chart, Vistra, that one chart, Robin. But don't worry, I'm a millennial, so I'm fine with stuff coming in the back door.
Meh.
We're the booty generation.
The booty.
Gen
Well, it's funny.
X.
I think Blackfire.
Blackfire got so upset. He's like,
No, but they commented like, "Oh, millennials have depression. We have weird." I'm like, well, I guess it's perfect that I'm in the middle because I'm both depressed and weird. So like, I'm both
no,
generations.
okay, no.
Weird with a Y.
Yeah, like,
Okay, yeah, I'm not weird with a Y.
okay.
Those, I don't.
Zoomers have weird and depression, and so do millennials. We just have different types of weird depression.
Yeah.
By the
true.
way, so Robin and Christine, I know you both did that because Christine, you watched it with me. But Bo Burnham's new special is on Netflix. Inside, the one
I
he
haven't seen
made
it yet.
over by himself in 1 year of being locked in a room.
That's fucking wild.
Like I gotta say, I don't care if you like Bo Burnham or not, because like some people don't, and that's fine. But you can't deny the dude knows lighting and visual presentation.
Holy crap!
That-
That was like, I was stunned watching that.
So
like,
it's on
Some
Netflix,
of the
so you can-
stuff he does.
The stuff he does, and it's just him. Like, he had people doing sound mixing at the end of it and a little bit of digital like color correction, but it's just him, and it's one of the prettiest things. Like, I have never seen a concert that pretty. I'll tell you that. I've seen some pretty dope ones, but like,
his framing and all that was really, really good. But the best thing about most of his work is, regardless of how much you like it or not, it is fucking on the nose.
It's so good.
White Woman
like-
Instagram is pretty great.
Oh, I
God.
loved that. I loved
friend-
that. I was
I
cackling
mean,
at
the
that.
sock puppet thing, I was just like, ooh.
Oh,
Ooh, that.
And that's how the world works. Oh, it's so
Especially
good.
with the like recent news up here.
Oh yeah,
Oof.
That was on the nose.
Yeah.
it's pretty rough. So you should go watch it, Hayden. Mike, you should watch it too. But I also want to warn both of you. I don't know actually. I'm not sure how much. Like, I think Mike, it'll hit you. Hayden, you and I have very similar outlooks on creativity and life and our brains, and they really align with Bo Burnham on many levels. It's gonna hurt to watch it.
I've been told that. My roommate Carrie, she watched it.
Oh,
She's like, it's really good, and it's very like, oh fuck. She's like, I related to so much shit, and she's like, you know what's even worse? He showed the picture of like the outfit for the white girl Instagram, and she's like, oh, that's cute. That's an outfit I would wear. And then it goes into white girl Instagram. She's like, God, fuck, damn.
Yep. Some of the things I'm like, that's so cute. I'm like, I was just like looking at his outfits. I'm like, damn, he looks real pretty.
Like I would wear that, and then it's like,
I'd wear that. I'm like, damn it.
bitch.
I'm
Yeah.
a white girl.
it's
Yeah.
pretty great. It's go give it a try if you like It's not funny.
oh yeah.
For the most part. Like, it's like got some funny, but most
like
of it's
that for like
not.
the white girl Instagram. I was like, all right, no, I see this. Luckily, I've not posted anything like that ever.
I have.
I've never done those very staged shots.
That was my
so-
I have not
ex-girlfriend's
done the
Instagram.
very
Like, that
shade,
was
yeah.
just like, I was watching that and I'm just like, I helped take that photo.
guess
I helped take that
technically-
photo. I helped take that photo.
I have a photo kind of along those lines, but that was
You're
when
like-
I was waiting for you to wake up, went into the park behind the condo you were staying in, and made a daisy crown because I was just bored and didn't have anything to do and nobody was awake. And it was a sunny day.
Yeah.
So I made a flower crown and then took a
You're-
photo.
I mean, you're allowed one. You're allowed one Instagram photo like that. So hey everybody, welcome back for Rime of the Frostmaiden. This is the part where we just talk to the chat and like we're talking about Bo Burnham right now. I do want to say real quick though that some of our friends at another podcast have asked to do an ad exchange, so I am more than happy to do so. So these are our friends over at Tabletop Titties, and I'm going to read a quick ad for them in case you like our programming. There's a good chance you'll like theirs. So Tabletop Titties is a queer and feminist tabletop RPG podcast and streaming group run entirely by people of marginalized genders. Their brand new show, Titties by Night, is a weekly Vampire the Masquerade actual play show set in Victorian London, which will be streamed live on Twitch every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. and will be available in podcast format every Saturday starting June 5th. They also have an ongoing Indiegogo campaign to help their new show happen, and their second season of their D&D show, Into Revalia, be the best that they can be. For more information, go find them at tabletoptitties.com, and when we say titties, it's with double D's. That's really nice. I really like. That's the best line of the entire thing. They're really lovely people. If you've seen Candlekeep Mysteries, you've seen Shar and Kelly, other Kelly, because they're so Kelly that's not me, and isn't Kel, have been on the show a few times. They're lovely people. You should go support them. Go check out their channel. They do cool stuff, and yeah. So thank you very much, Lady Liliana, for putting them in the chat.
You're welcome.
So, folks, we got up early. We'll probably take another 7 minutes on this break real quick so that people can finish eating and drinking. But we're on episode
coffee.
we're on episode 42 or 32.
That's
Wait, what?
bonkers.
Yeah, 32.
Holy crap.
I'm trying to think how long this is going to be, so I know what's happening after this. Because, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but we're in the end game. We're in the last arc. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm curious whether or not, do you guys want like the super dark ending or just like how
Surprise us.
surprise you? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a bubbly, but surprise us. That's where I'm at. I'm like,
down
don't
with-
fucking spoil anything. Give me whatever.
Probably just about whatever, but it depends on like what we do, probably, right? So I want the successful ending of like, hey, we're the big damn heroes and we did the thing. Woo woo, right?
I'm also not opposed that my character dies by the end.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that.
Like, I'm also okay with that happening because
worry.
then like I'm not gonna be wanting to bring Callie back for stuff.
So, the first person that dies can play Velen. How's that? Okay? Unless Velen
could
dies, in
do-
which case, cast Animate Dead, and then Ditto.
I do have that. I can take that.
I mean, I hope that we don't have kind of a depressing ending in that, and what I mean by that is that the whole you struggled, you did the thing, you did the big thing, and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want that sort of ending, but I'd
You
be
want a
fine with a
payoff.
dark, no, that was not enough, and
So-
you fail.
I feel there is a twist ending in this. So basically, there's three endings. There's the good ending, there's the bad ending, and the what ending. The what ending, they didn't really foreshadow it in the narrative, so a lot of it, it's weird. You'll see if you get the weird ending, because I actually cannot. It's an ending where if I foreshadow it and you don't take it, it's irrelevant. So you get to a final place, and basically you get kind of the Mass Effect endings.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of a bad way to say it, but you get the choice between a couple of endings. One ending is it's almost like a Chrono Trigger ending. Like, anybody who's played Chrono Trigger knows that, like, occasionally in that game there are some endings where it's like, yes, you opened this box, and if you open this box, it sets off a chain reaction of events. There's kind of one of those things. If you use something in a certain way, you get a weird ending, but that also necessitates that I foreshadowed it, because that's the way that narrative structure works. And I think that's one of my problems with modules in general, is that, will there be a wedding? Is it the Curse of Strahd? Yeah, everybody marries Strahd. Strahd's polygamous. He's a bigamist.
I actually
He's a
talked
big-
about like the lack of foreshadowing in modules, like with like other D&D friends, and like we talked about, it's like, well, a lot of people who run modules, the way they're laid out aren't for like streamers who play like all the time, because oftentimes people will like run stuff like maybe like once a month, maybe twice a month, and it's like, it's good for groups who are like, fuck, okay, what happened last game? And if there's been a shitload of like foreshadowing like early on, and then they've just not played for a long time, they're like, fuck, okay, what is happening again? It's been a minute. And I'm like, that, I get that then. That actually kind of makes it make more sense. But yeah, for like shows like us, like we're running weekly usually. So it's kind of like up to what like you're doing, where you're like, you throw stuff in a little bit earlier for us, which makes sense. And I'm pretty sure my DM who's running Princes of the Apocalypse for us, so there's like a little floaty going across the screen, and just got very distracted because of ADHD.
That's
Anyways,
fine.
but
there.
heckin', I'm pretty sure that Aaron, who runs Princes for us, is doing similar things to how they like to how you're doing things, where you'll throw things in a little bit earlier because we are playing weekly.
I mean, I also think that kind of discredits your players to think that they don't have the recollection or attention span to catch these things, and some don't, for sure. I used to run a lot of LARP stuff, and our LARP sequence was bi-weekly, and I could put a lot of foreshadowing into those games, and I think that even if people are not, honestly, it's kind of like baking in a way. If you follow me, like if you've ever watched like a baking show or a cooking show, like Hell's Kitchen or something like that, it doesn't matter if you have all the ingredients, if the person who's preparing it doesn't present them in the correct order or way, you're not going to get the same result, right? So I guess that's the problem, is that they don't do much foreshadowing in the books because they expect you to make your own, I guess. Because
I think part of it is that it's hard for them to foreshadow when there are multiple routes that you could take.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what sidebars would be for, though.
But at the same time, but you are a very good DM.
Thank you.
I have played with people who just read straight from the book, and that's all they do.
Yeah.
They do not do anything else. And that... So basically, like, the modules have to handle all levels of play.
Yeah.
So, and I think, like, the thing is that, like, Hayden's thought of, like, okay, well, if it's a long running and you're not meeting very often, it's good to not have as much, but at the same time, they should really be written that you could just play through them in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If you were playing constantly, sort of thing. So there should be enough. And I kind of feel like sometimes they try to maybe allow for a little bit too much free will in how the story goes. But at the same time, I feel like there should be a way that they can go where they go like, okay, here are set, firm things in the world. How you react to them and how you deal with them is entirely up to you, but these happen.
So, Stormshanks in the chat is saying that Out of the Abyss foreshadows, and given that Christine and I have played through a portion of that, I can see that one actually foreshadowing, because it's pretty railroady.
Have we played part of that one?
We underway off camera.
Oh,
remember though, it's the one where you start off as prisoners and then go from there.
Yeah.
So like that's pretty interesting. Like that method, and I think you're right.
I think it really depends on the module too, because I mean, so I was running Storm King's Thunder for Callie and a couple others. And I think we got to the point where we were going into chapter 4 or 5, and I gave up. Because it required so much work from me to plot how we were going.
Yeah.
Because there was no point leaving it up to the randomized way that they had it, of where the players would just be like, that name sounds cool, let's go that way. Right? Because the players aren't going to necessarily pick something. You have to be the one, you're the one who's giving them the description, so you're the one who's kind of pointing them in one direction or another, and quite often people want a direction.
Yeah.
So you're the one making them sound interesting, you're making the one sound cool, and there were certain ones where I was like, oh, no, let's not go there, I don't want to figure that out.
So...
And then other layers where they'd have a solid encounter. This was an encounter that you could not skip beyond jumping off the flying, like, whatever, and dying. But the encounter was not designed well.
I feel like that's something that gets hit in the editing process. Like, that happened in Candlekeep Mysteries, the Book of the Raven plot that we did, where the Book of the Raven doesn't actually work if you play it as written. And then in Storm King's Thunder, there's an encounter with a bunch of dwarves who are storming a tower of giants, and there's like a silver dragon there, and like it's like, oh, and if your players intervene and try to help the giant that's been friendly to you, except Christine can tell you here, there's no way for you to get there.
They have a potion of like incorporeality or something, like they're incorporeal. You can't hit them really easily. And they have an ability to float, levitate, go up. Because the top floor of the giant's tower has no stairs.
Yep.
He levitates through a hole in the middle. Because he's a big, strong wizard.
So
But
like they're
if
like
your players don't
yeah.
have a fly speed or a levitate or something,
Also, you're usually level 3 at this point.
yeah, there's no way for them to get up there.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's just these
Like
things
there
where
was literally no way for them to win this encounter.
it's really bizarre, and you did a
Like
good
they
job
decided
of
to try and
improvising
charm
that.
the dragon, so I allowed it with the really good rolls.
I Steve
And
Rogers
they
the
chatted
dragon.
up that dragon good.
But like, so that's one of the things about modules you have to be really careful about is that when you're running them, you gotta and someone in the chat, Snarpo, just said that the modules assume that you read them through multiple times, and the information spread out through the entire thing, and that's a lot of work to put into a book that already cost you $50. I understand that's a quote, by the way. I agree. I think that they could be organized a bit better. Maybe some color tabs on the side of the pages.
Well, I mean, I like how they lay it out in the newer modules in the actual book, like the pages, how they have it laid out, how they have sidebars and stuff and different color coding. Like, it's useful for when you're actually trying to use a chapter. But my biggest issue with Storm King was that they gave the party no reason to continue with the main story. There's like 2 to 3 chapters where you don't get anything to do with that story. There's nothing in there.
Yeah, and then so let's make sure we don't spoil Storm King,
Sure.
but like, yeah, it like the ending, you told me the ending on a dog walk the other day, and it really does come out of nowhere.
Yeah, like, it's a really cool story.
It's kind of like oral
I
in
love
this
it.
game. Is that
But
like
getting from here to here, there's this big chasm in the middle that you as the DM have to come up with some way to braid it together. I was just like, this is the second time I tried to run something, so how about no?
It's true, and I think that's why I think Amy's gonna have good luck with Saltmarsh, because they're individual shorter stories that are they're tied together by a loose narrative that is just, hey, you live in this area and these things keep happening, but there's no overarching plot. I actually that is the one thing, not the rules, that I miss about Pathfinder. Pathfinder modules are really good. Like, I was not a fan of Dungeons and Dragons for the longest time, and then I started running Rise of the Rune Lords when they released the 20th anniversary about like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years, a while ago. And I picked it up and ran it for Amy and James and a few other people. Millie was in that game for a bit. And it was really solid, like, especially because it was the first one they'd ever done. They're really, like, I feel that if you go and grab most Pathfinder adventures and if you skin them basically for their narrative elements and swap in like 5th ed stuff, you get like the best D&D adventures.
I mean, I was really tempted to do that to Jade Regent.
Jade Regent
But I
sounded
would have
fun.
had to have gone and statted it out with monsters because stuff doesn't transfer 1 per 1 across Pathfinder and D&D.
Oh yeah,
So,
like
like,
skeletons are completely different, and yeah.
Exactly. So like if you were fighting 5 skeletons in the Jade Regent one, 5 skeletons D&D might be too tough, might not be tough enough. I don't really know.
You know, it's zombies that are strangely tough, because zombies in Pathfinder are pretty like, they don't die in D&D because you make a con save, and if you succeed your con save, they stay up with 1 hit point no matter what.
Undead
But like the story detail of like Jade Regent was really good. It was one of those ones where you have to flip back and forth constantly to find all the areas of the map and all the descriptors and stuff.
So,
But it was decent.
I'm very curious what we're going to do next. So when Rime ends, we're going to take a couple weeks off to catch our breath, and then I'm going to run a couple episodes of Call of Cthulhu, because we partnered with Chaosm for some of their modules. And I believe we have some free copies that we'll be giving out during those games, so you definitely want to show up for those. I'm not sure. I haven't read them yet, so I don't know how cool they are. But they're free, so that'll be cool. And then in September, hopefully, one of 2 things is going to happen in September. Either one of 3 things is going to happen in September. Either Wizards of the Coast is going to release their new book, like they usually do in September. I haven't heard anything. I check the forums about daily to see if anybody's dropped any news, so I can start prepping my brain for it to see, like, you know, like, this was a winter themed game, and if they're gonna do one that's like, I don't know, like a spooky Halloween one, I can start like going, ooh, yeah, maybe I get some ideas for that. Which I'm hoping they'll do another Ravenloft one with like some cooler elements that Curse of Strahd didn't quite get updated. or Dragonlance. I really want Dragonlance so bad. So we're gonna do that. If that does not happen, then I'll probably run Descent into Avernus or Avernus. And if that doesn't work, I'm just gonna steal Hayden and run a completely different game. So
I gave you my Mondays. My Mondays are always for Dork Tales, so whatever you want to throw me in, let's fucking go.
Let's go. I just wish we had more Mondays. We only have like 4 Mondays a month. It's sad. I want more time. I was in a game on Sunday with Sunday with Millie, and we were complaining in the chat like we never get to see each other, and she's
I know,
like,
I miss Millie so much.
and she wants
I
to
haven't
play
seen
more
them
games.
in so long.
Well, because she's only free on Sundays.
Yeah.
Right? Because like she works and streams constantly and is becoming a pretty successful VTuber, right? And that takes time. 5e Dark Sun. I never played Dark Sun. I'm curious about it. I'm looking forward to the idea of a module. I was watching a video the other night, and Christine was watching it with me, on Avernus and how to fix it by XP to level
Basically,
3.
skip the first chapter.
Yeah, it's skip everything until you're in hell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was looking at that for a campaign in case we don't get the new book in September. I'm like, all right, cool. That cuts the game in half. Let's do it. Because you don't need it always, right? Like, I finally, the other day, went through and finished all of my long-term foreshadow plotting for Reign of Emrys, which is our Friday night game. It's a homebrew. You'd really like it. If you like this, go check that out. It's super good. We've had like 1 week episode, which is like still really strong. Like, it's just weak for that show. So go check it out. It's really fun. And it's all really accessible for people who like are coming from outside of it. But I finally did all my foreshadowing for that and all of my retroactive history because I'm going to give you 2 tips for dungeon mastering right now, anybody who's watching. Number 1, don't pre-plot. Pre-plot large beats, not small beats, or small beats and not large beats. If they're small beats, they should be beats that could be used at any point in the story, such as I want to have a romantic scene where something like this happens, or I want to have a scene with someone's parents where this happens, right? Leave it open-ended so you can tie it to any character, depending on the situation. For big beats, if you're like, I want to have a train heist, yeah, hold on to that. Because you can fit that anywhere, okay? And once you know what your players want out of the game, you can slot that in anywhere in the adventure. But don't come up with like the full backstory of the world and the situation and like, oh yes, the evil Count Olaf is doing this because your mother forsook him in high school. And your players don't care. Wait until the characters are established, 2 or 3 games, until you find out what the characters care about. Then make it happen. Now, if you work together, you can lead them toward those places from the beginning. Because you just have a conversation. And I think that this is one of the things that someone in the chat said that Wizards of the Coast seems afraid of in their modules, is that they're afraid to give out secrets for fear of spoiling. Let your players be spoiled for things. They don't care. Also, it's easier if, for example, I'm sitting down with Hayden and I'm like, Hayden, I want to do a story where, so you're playing a private investigator. I want to play around with like maybe you have a sibling that went missing or something like this, and you think they're dead, but maybe they're alive. And then we kind of like spitball this, and you're like, oh yeah, what if he's like possessed by like an evil demon or something like that? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds really good. Well, Hayden and I have created an arc for their character that we can start working them on. But it also has given me, because we have agreed on that trajectory, Hayden's focused on the end goal, which means that they're not paying attention to things that might come out of left and right field.
It's my favorite shit.
Right? So, and then what you do is you kind of pervert that end goal. Oh yeah, maybe they are possessed by a demon. Maybe it was a willing possession. Maybe it's the only thing that saved their lives. Maybe he's Ghost Rider. You don't know. We could make it conflicted. Make it interesting. And the last thing that I was going to say real quick for DM advice is I think it was Christine said this earlier, and she hit it directly on the head, but I wanted to restate it so that you realized it was good DM advice. as the DM, you control what your players see, hear, and experience in a game. There are tons of joking memes about, what was it, Smeep Smorple, the goblin. And how, like, you described that there's a goblin called Smeep Smorple in the bar. And then the players don't want to go to, like, the Strider Aragorn figure in the corridor. They just want to hang out with the dopey goblin. You fed them the goblin. The goblin wasn't there before you opened your stupid mouth. So remember that you control everything in the world presentationally, which means that you can direct your players without them really realizing it, so long as you keep immersion. Because your characters and your players are going to look at a scene, and if you say you are in a large blue room, there is a door directly across from you. What's your immediate reaction with that?
Go to the door.
Exactly. Now, if you say, what else is in the room? And say, oh, well, there's a desk over to your right. It has no drawers. It's just a simple, like 3 pieces of wood desk with a chair.
Well, what's on it?
It's completely bare. Although, as you check it, you see that it's on its surface is a message that's carved.
Do I understand it?
Yes, it says, don't open the door.
Well, now I really want
Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah.
So, never give them nothing. Always give them something, but you can always give them something that propels them toward the thing that is not there.
Well, and also, don't get so wound up in a module that just because they don't talk to that one specific person that you don't give them the information. If they don't want to talk to the innkeeper, who gives a flying fuck? This old dude who's sitting next to them at the same table will be gossiping to his old wife or something, and they overhear something where,
That man in the
hey,
corner's
what's that?
back.
And then they question him, and he's a garrulous old fellow. If they buy him a drink or a meal, he'll just happily tell them everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Also,
don't penalize for not talking to exactly the right person. You want
Also-
the game to go forward. Make sure they get the info. Who gives a shit who gave it to them?
reverse
Doesn't matter.
psychology is also really useful. So if you sit at the bar, the old guy can turn to you and be like, I saw you eyeing that guy in the corner. Good thing you didn't go up to him. He's bad news. What are your characters going to immediately do? Because characters are dumb.
Why is
Or
that
they
bad news?
won't, but either way, then the guy can find you in an alley and be like, heard you were talking about me. Heard there's a Metal Gear nearby. Metal Gear.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's all sorts of ways to get around it.
Yeah. It's almost like there are plenty of ways to tell different stories, and you should check YouTube next week. What's going on? Sorry, I had some feedback there. I gotta finish that script tomorrow. Waka waka.
And then like, from a player standpoint, on the note of like writing stories and plots and stuff, something that I had a lot of issue with, especially when I first started doing this stuff, is okay. Well, you know, I have my character. I need to have a full backstory. I need to know everything about them, and now it's like, well, especially with my rain character, Very, I came up with a few basic things for her, and then playing her is what builds the character. It's like, I mean, that's something that I didn't realize when I first started doing this, was you know, you very much build the character as you go. And so, I mean, at least for me, that took a lot of stress off of character building, because it's like, well, I'm not going to know who this chick is until I start playing her. So
That was a lot of pressure when I was trying to make Vistra.
Exactly.
I was so worried about coming into doing this. I was so worried about character.
Want to know a secret? Until Hayden opened their mouth and started talking as Lysithian, I did not have Callie. Callie developed instantaneously on interacting with Lysithian.
That's
Like,
so cool.
all of a sudden, Callie was just there. And she was just a sassy little shit. And besides the secrets, I didn't have a backstory. I had nothing besides the secrets.
I had very little backstory, like such basic backstory for Lysithian. I didn't know what they wanted.
The secrets and like, what is it? The background that you picked from the book as part of your character creation. That was it.
Yeah.
And just like the shit about, from Thornhill and stuff like that was, as I was questioned, I was just like, okay, name, come on.
Yeah, jot stuff down, be consistent.
Bullshitting what was happening. I was like, I'm not going to come up with something until I get asked a question.
Also, if you don't like it, your character lied. People lie about dumb stuff all the time.
Exactly. And then you can come up with why they lied. But like, and then as you get to know your character a little bit more, what I've started doing is I'll make myself like a Google Doc. And I like to list like their likes and dislikes, and I'll give them really, I was talking to my roommate Erin the other day about like, what's their fucking favorite food? And like, we got talking like, just, it's like, or like something totally arbitrary that they like. Like his character Miriam, he likes fresh baked bread, like the fresh. Oh yeah, like we were talking about this. Like we've talked about this, but I'm like giving your characters like little like arbitrary things, like what's their favorite way to relax after a long day, like like what is like their like to quote Hot Fuzz, what's your perfect Sunday?
Yeah.
Caramel and.
Well, I'm like, that's the thing, like, so for the first, like, several episodes, Callie was this hot little flirt, right?
Yeah.
Well, and then you found out my secret.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all of a sudden she stopped flirting.
Flirt.
Right? Like, now you don't know. Did she actually have sex with all of those other people? Or was it time for...
I rolled a nat 20. Yes, she did. It was both.
Like, to get information.
Yeah.
Nobody knows now.
Well,
and nobody's questioned it, so I'm like, I don't need to make that decision yet. Not happened yet. Till it comes up, it's no big.
Yeah. Well, and then for me, you know, like going back to Rain character, Very, like when I made her, I had my inspiration, which was Tiny Tina from Borderlands, which is great. And all, and makes her very fun to play. But at the same time, when I put her together, I had no idea that she was going to be severely emotionally damaged. And she fucking is. But it's like, I didn't know that going into it. It just kind of worked. And it just kind of naturally came out. And it's like, oh,
yeah.
Why, you know, like, why doesn't she feel too, you know, upset about, you know, this friend of hers that she just watched die? It's like, well, because she lacks a significant amount of empathy.
Yep, she's a little bit of a sociopath.
Yeah.
A little bit. So we need to head back into game. Real quick, DM Mike asked, what do you guys think if you have a character playing in your campaign and you're a DM and you give them a lot of backstory and information, but they don't feel like they're getting enough? How do you balance giving backstory among all your characters? And how do you know when you might have a toxic player that you might not need to rework them out of your group? Okay, so...
I would say if it's something to do with how... Are they just asking you to produce? Or are they being collaborative with you of like, oh... Like, instead of just asking, oh, well, what else? Are they asking, oh, do they have any pets? Are they helping you guide coming up with backstory?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what this is saying specifically, because that sounds like the character is asking you to do all their work for them.
Okay, I was reading it more as, like, backstory for the game itself.
I think that...
Like, detail in the game.
I think that you should... I think this is one of the times where D&D players should play a few games of Powered by the Apocalypse. Because that is a game where everything is improv and made up on the spot by mutual consensus. And it's a really good... Yeah, with the players. Like, the players do more brainstorming than the DM, who mostly... The Game Master mostly just guides the action. Like, basically, it's like the teacher on the playground. Like, okay, now we're going over here. But... giving your players enough rope to hang themselves with is probably a good way to do it. But if that's what's happening here, like that's, how do you know when there's a talk? Basically, if they're not doing any of the work and they're making you do all the work, tell them to come up with it themselves.
Yeah. And if they absolutely like keep refusing and don't want to play along, and if you're finding it's really not fun to play with them, then it might not be that they're toxic, but it might be that you just aren't meshing. And
Also,
that can happen, and that can be tough to negotiate with friends.
Are they slightly new? Because I know I was super nervous about how much work do I put in versus like Kelly for the storytelling. I'm still nervous about how much work to do versus that.
Well, and you're panicked today because I just sent you the pre-survey for the Mage the Ascension game we're starting in July. And it's a 7-page survey. That's it.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's just 7 pages.
It's fine.
You need to know that kind of stuff, unfortunately.
I know.
need to know your background.
I saw it at work, and I just saw like 7 pages, and I'm like, holy shit, I didn't read anything.
The stuff about your favorite foods and things like that is mostly just to help you brainstorm the character and just to get into the mindset. That's all fake. If it changes later, that's fine. It doesn't have.
You can totally change your mind.
I know. I said I didn't read the document because I was at work, but I saw the 7 pages and was like, oh my god.
Trizalda's
freaked out.
That's 7 pages down from 12.
You don't necessarily have to do a really long answer for each question either, right?
In fact, in many places, I have a request of no more than 3 sentences, please. Because I've had players, hi James, that will answer questions with 3 pages of material, and I won't read it. Because if that's part of your question, DM Mike, if someone like tries, and if it's the opposite of them not asking for stuff from you, but is trying to force background material onto you,
they've provided more information.
Like I was running a LARP while I was in grad school and working a bunch, and I had a player submit me like a 20-page backstory, and I'm like, cool, I'm not going to read this. Like, I didn't ask for it. They just handed it to me. And I'm like, that's great. I don't have time to read a 20-page story that, like, I'm sorry. Like, I appreciate you. And I'm sure it's swell. You know?
If they're feeling like they aren't getting enough, like, individual attention, maybe it's something that you can do where if you're worried that you're doing that, you're worried that they're right, try playing a couple games and spending 5 minutes afterwards when you're by yourself to kind of think over it. What did we do? Who did I talk to? And try and think, like, did you really give them any one-on-one? But only if you gave everybody else a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like, one person shouldn't be getting all of the attention and everybody else gets treated as a group either. No,
you should have a rotating spotlight every episode if you can.
Yeah. Everybody should get a chance to be cool, but in one game, if you got 4 or 5 players, not everybody's going to get the moment to be really cool every game.
Yeah. And heckin', speaking about, like, bigger groups, like, our Saturday group, like, our Vestige group.
Your group is dummy big.
We have 7 players. It was 6, and then I guessed it, and they're like, we're keeping you, and now that's...
Okay, how do you handle spotlighting in a 7-player game?
That's definitely, like, more a Logan question, but how he handles it is, like, it depends, like, where the story is at the time as well. And, like, we're all very, like, a lot of us will ask questions, and we're good at grabbing conversations from each other, be like, oh, but did we think about this? Okay. And, like, it's kind of taking into account where our strengths are. And sometimes it gets overwhelming. Like, we had sort of like our climax of an arc recently where we had guests in on top of our players. It was bonkers. We had like 8 to 9 players sometimes.
Wow.
It was fucking nuts. But it was for like the big boss battle, and it was all combat mostly. But it's about, okay, if this person is, let's say, like right now, one of our characters, she's dealing with like kind of like an emotional arc. She's learning kind of what love is. She's learning like what romantic love is versus like friend love. And that's been a big thing happening. And right now it's a lot of different characters kind of helping her in different ways. And like that's a big thing. Or like it's just about like finding, it's like, okay, this is the narrative route that the players are clearly on, so we're gonna play in that area and give them complications around that. Sometimes it depends. We just did like a huge string of mansion games, so that's where my brain is.
Well, I guess you guys are probably pretty good at listening.
Yes.
I think
For the
that's
most part, we're pretty good at listening to each other.
I think that's one of the problems with a lot of larger games that I've seen in person is that everybody wants to act and do something right there, and if they're not in, that's usually when the phones come out. Right? So I think one of the biggest things you can do in a game is encourage people to be fans of each other.
Yes.
And to cheer on. Honestly, for larger games, like, and everybody here knows Critical Role, that is the thing about Critical Role I love the most, is how enthusiastic they are about each other's stories.
Yes.
That is something that I honestly wish we had more of here. Like, we've got it to a decent degree, and some of our games are better than others, but the amount of cheering that goes on when someone rolls a nat 20 in that game, and it's not them who rolled it, but the cheerers are just excited. And that's, I love that. Because it's a group activity. Everybody's having a good time together.
Yeah.
Well, I think even using this game as an example, you've done a really good job at spotlighting us, each of us.
Yeah.
Taking it
big
in
time.
turns.
I've tried.
Especially
Thank you.
since you very much used our secrets. So basically, each of us got a game where our secret came out.
Yep. That's my
Right?
LARP,
Like, it
LARP
didn't always
techniques.
necessarily come out exactly the way you were expecting.
Hayden still has a secret.
But
It's never going to come up.
It's never ever gonna come up. We'll tell
I mean,
we'll tell
the-
people at the last game.
The way that
Now you have to.
that the secrets have shown up, have been a very a very like inclusive, if the entire party experience, but still having that focus on that individual with with that secret. I mean, I know mine when Katerina's big secret came out, that was a very emotional one for me. And both characters and players made it such a special occasion. It's made it such a special thing.
No, you're special.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, like it was just like I feel like especially this game, like with this cast and these characters, just works so well in supporting everybody as a group. And I feel like we really get excited about each other, which is nice.
well, and like the fight against Zardarok, I was really bummed that Blight did not take him down, because I put a ton into that. But I was also fucking thrilled that Lysithian just
Roasty toasty
roasted him hard. It was just like, yes!
No, that's the best. And like when we
And it was
all
like-
roll our nat 20s, it's like fucking
Yeah, I didn't
That was
get
a
to
good
be the
moment.
cool one. Lysithian did.
Yeah.
That was fucking amazing. It was
when Katerina took down the Chardalian dragon, like,
all characters of all characters to fucking take it down.
down.
yeah.
The best. Like that
Well,
is
it's
so
like-
happy.
I have enough moments of my own
Yeah.
that I am very happy to celebrate and enjoy everybody else getting a really great moment. Because, like, I had that moment where I flew in the air as a giant eagle and destroyed those fucking vultures. Like, that, it was tiny, but it was so much fun.
Yeah. And like I had that moment where I literally exploded our Chardalian dragon,
Yeah.
which was just so beyond badass.
Well, and that's awesome because that, I think that's kind of the thing is that as players, if you are always in the spotlight, if you are always the one who's doing the cool shit, it gets ho-hum.
yeah.
You're being repetitive at this point. Like, there's only so many ways you can do something. Like, it's just not fun anymore then. Like, it feels like you're almost trying to chase that high and you can't get it anymore because you haven't realized that you need to celebrate everybody else's.
Well, and with Shards of Nirn, for instance, with Xeno, he's so used to being like a major damage dealer from a distance that when Callie puts him into a situation where all of a sudden, or he gets his bow taken away, that all of a sudden he's like, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But it still makes it fun.
It does. All right, so we need to go fight some hands because this went on a little longer
It's
because
already
it's
10 o'clock, yeah.
already 10 o'clock.
Throw hams.
So throw hands. Let's do this. All right, 3. Hey,
Throw
thanks,
hands against the hands.
So real quick, as we're going back in, thank you so much for watching. If you like what we do here, or if you're new here, definitely hit that follow button. Go give us a sub over on YouTube where you can watch all of our back episodes. You can also find Rime of the Frostmaiden on podcasts, and I'm going to be adding more episodes this week because I've been super stupid busy. I only have 7 to-do lists this week. And if you got some extra pocket change, feel free to throw some subscriptions at us on Twitch. And we also have a Patreon. If you want to support us, we have a couple of our Patreon patrons in the chat right now. Fantastic people. Feel free to join them. We can buy new mics and stuff like that. And that's.
Do we have a Patreon command?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do we?
It was so the one quick thing, because talking about like some Patreons being in the chat. So a couple of them were in my stream on. Anyway, the one night I streamed, I think it was Friday night.
Good night, Griselda.
Saturday night, or yeah, but it doesn't matter. They started mentioning about like, oh, I've been talking with Kelly about the things, you know, the stuff I get to create. And I'm like, I accidentally did it in all caps. I didn't mean to do it, but I was like, don't you dare say anything about this in my chat. I don't want to say spoilers about what you and Kelly are talking about for games I'm in. Don't you dare. Accidentally in all caps. I'm like, oops, didn't mean to yell. That was a misthing. Whoops, sorry, but like seriously, don't know spoilers in my chat, please. It was great.
All right, good. Don't spoil anything. That is one thing I trust. I work pretty closely with people who are on the tiers where they get to make stuff. But I also try to give them only enough information of what's coming so that they can still get enjoyment out of it. Because it's more fun when they sit back and go, ah, yes, this thing. Right. Anyway. So we're going to head back to game right now because, God, that was a long break. It's almost like we should do some more just chats for storytelling stuff.
We should.
Yeah, totally.
Just
I'm
chat
down.
it.
Let's play some game.
Okay. All right. So, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Rime of the Frostmaiden here on Dork Tales. When last we left, the hands balled themselves up and attacked. And now, we begin the assault. You're in the doorway of a large spherical room, 30 feet wide. These hands are large-sized, floating in the air. Callie. Oh, and actually, let me show you real quick. So, quick whoosh. That is what they look like. Real quick. Whoa. Giant
Very
floating...
cool.
What's that? What's up?
I said very cool.
Very cool. They're giant floating spectral hands the size of, like, horses. And Callie, it's your turn. One of them lashes out and is going to be heading right toward you. What do you do?
Okay, so they're floating?
They are large, hovering hands of shimmering, translucent force.
Okay. So they look solid? Or do they look like I could just go right through them?
That is very... I will let everyone here make me a reflexive arcana roll. Not reflexive, that's,
18.
it'll be... 18?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
6.
10.
10. All right. The 3 primary casters in the group, because the bard's the Swiss Army knife, are going to recognize this looks like a slightly different version of Bigby's hand. The spell. Bigby's hand is able to be attacked, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
And there's multiple of them, correct?
There are 4 of them.
Okay.
They are all presently clustered around something in the center of the room, but they have decided to start coming at you.
Okay. So, quick question.
Yes.
So, I am considering casting Entangle, which
Ooh.
turns stuff into difficult terrain, and you have to do strength saves to avoid basically being grappled.
They're flying, though.
Okay. But this is kind of like viney stuff.
Let me read the exact spell. I believe that just makes the ground rough terrain. Sprouts from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from a point in range. For the duration...
So I'm kind of picturing this as like blackberry brambles, that they could potentially lash out a bit, but...
Okay, so here's what I'm willing to offer you on this.
So I wasn't sure if they were just hovering or
They're-
flying.
They can fly,
Okay.
but
Then I won't do
they
that.
are hovering. So they will be able to bypass the rough terrain, but they are close enough to the ground that you can get this off and still attempt to restrain them with that portion of the spell. So,
Okay.
the brambles will wrap around them, but they can just float above the rough terrain on their turns.
Once they break
Yes.
the grapple, sort of thing. Okay.
Assuming that they're not grappled. I
Okay.
will say that with that reflexive knowledge of Bigby's hands are pretty strong.
Okay.
But it's up to you. You can do this.
I guess I'll cast Moonbeam
Moonbeam, okay.
and try just direct damage instead.
Sounds good.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure because you're describing it as like hovering, so I'm like, does that mean they can fly or they just don't touch the ground?
They can probably fly.
Okay.
Okay, so Silvery Beam, 40-foot cylinder, 40-foot high cylinder, so it's a 5-foot radius.
Yeah, so covers 10 feet.
And so that actually would be able to hit, if you target the center square between them, that would hit all 4 of them.
Sure.
Because it would go 5 foot, because it's 5-foot radius, so it's a 5-foot radius circle, right?
Yeah, so it's 10
So, yeah.
feet across. And they have to make a con save.
Actually, that would target 2 of them, I'll say. Because
Okay.
they are kind of like spaced around this thing. So that is a Constitution saving throw. That is a 23 and a 22.
Oh, yeah, no, totally, they'd fail.
Okay, cool.
Like,
all right, so
come on.
so
A
calling
normal
down
saving throw? There's no way.
Did they take anything on half?
Half as
fail?
much damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll me damage.
Yeah, one sec. It's a fun dice.
Okay, I'll say you hit 2 and 1.
Hey, almost full damage, so...
Nice.
8 damage each.
8 damage each? You know what? That's actually not terrible. All right. A beam of moonlight erupts into the room, striking down at a pair of them because they are fairly widely spaced. That is going to deal boom and boom.
And that remains.
That remains? Oh, can you move that?
Yes.
Okay, great.
It's a
also,
con spell.
They are not shapeshifters. They are not werehands. And will start moving forward. And you are the one who cast that. So I'm gonna target you.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
How far are we into this room?
You're basically at the door. So you are. Let's see. It's a 30-foot room, if I'm not mistaken.
We're kind of on a stairway.
Basically, you're at the top of a stairwell, standing in the door of this room.
I'm gonna dodge down that stairwell.
Okay.
Because I don't necessarily want to get thrown off the top of the stairwell.
I hadn't thought about that actually for some reason, so that's a good point.
So
because they don't
I'm
give you
gonna-
much detail. I'll tell you this: they don't tell you much about the tower, so I'm improv on this.
I'm gonna use my movement to go down the stairwell away from them. Because I believe I should still be able to see my moonbeam kind of lighting it up. And I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah, so they are hovering in the center of the room, guarding a tiny ornamental tower perched on a pedestal. So all it says as far as this tower is concerned is that if the characters ascend to the topmost chamber, that is literally all the internal architecture I know of.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that there is a stairwell, a 10-foot wide stairwell with a railing that goes curly-Q around the inside of this tower. Cool? Cool. Okay, Callie, that is your turn. You are going to run. Do you spending a bonus action to do anything like shapeshift?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna see what happens and then decide.
All right. The hand is going to rush out. Who is in the door right now? Everybody. Who is looking in the door first?
I know I was, because I was looking in for,
Okay.
essentially checking for
And then-
runes and shit.
And then Cat was right behind Lysithian.
Okay. So, it is going to try to punch Lysithian.
Shoot!
Lysithian, I have a 24 to hit you.
going to hit, even though my AC is now 14. It's so high, but fucking shield's not gonna
Oh,
do
that's true.
dick.
Sorry. Just pulling up a dice roller to be quicker. Accidentally went to Disney Plus instead.
Punch me.
Stop it, Disney Plus. I'm not going to watch Cruella. I don't care how much you pay me. Okay. It flies toward you. You are going to take 24 points of force damage.
Woo! Let's go!
Ouch.
And it is going to push you back 5 feet. So I need you and Kat to make an opportunity, probably not an opportunity attack, a dex save.
Oh, I was
Okay.
stoked for the opportunity attack.
That's going to be 16.
It's
16?
gonna be 17.
17. Okay, Lysithian, you're going to be propelled back into Katerina. And Katerina is not going to be knocked over, and neither are you. So this giant hand is floating in front of you. Vistra, it's your turn.
Oh boy. Well,
Oh, thanks for the hurt the more.
well. Robin, being a player brain, was like, force damage. Well, rage is not gonna be doing anything for that. But Vistra doesn't know force damage means nothing, so she will still rage because
Use the force.
That's what she does.
Raging still does a lot.
Raging
It
does
don't have
damage.
that
does.
shit.
Except if they're immune to bludgeoning or piercing damage because they're translucent hands. So we'll see how this goes.
We'll see how this
Fucking
goes.
find out.
You don't
Let's
know
go.
anything.
I
Let's
don't
do
know
this.
anything. I know Vistra doesn't know anything.
I can
It's
guarantee
fine.
none of you have fought these in any other game before. This is my favorite part about Rime of the Frostmaiden.
It's cool. So yeah, Vistra will take 2 attacks at the hand in front of her with her great axe, because that's
Okay.
what she do.
Are you using Great Weapon Master?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so -5 + 10. Do it
Yep.
if you want.
If I want. Yes, I know. I'm just trying to figure out if I want to do reckless. I don't. I won't do reckless. So it's 2.
You sure? Come
Maybe?
on. Do it or
Yes.
don't. Do it or don't do it. You like 3,
Fine.
2. You don't
Fine,
have to.
I will.
I just bet
Do
you won't.
recklessly.
Yeah,
It's
do what you
fine.
want. I don't care.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So that's going to be. Oh, that was good that I rolled reckless because I rolled a nat 1 on one of the dice. But that doesn't count. So for the first one is going to be a 19 to hit and then an 18
Miss.
to hit.
Miss.
Shit, really? Fuck. I'm just curious then, would a 23 and a 22 hit?
I don't know.
Damn it. Oh, well, Vistra whiffs hard.
Are you going to spend? Do you have determination?
I don't know.
You do have a
use
point of
mine-
determination.
Oh, I do? Okay, I will use it on one of them, I guess, so +4.
Hit.
Cool. Alright, so 1 attack hits.
Although I'm not supposed to let you use that after I say it,
I
it
know,
misses, by the way.
I know. That's why it's fine. It's fine. You can take him back. It's okay.
Yeah, I think I am going to take it back, actually, because that's my own rule.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
sorry.
exactly. I was like, okay. So Vistra whiffs hard.
All right, whiffs hard. All right. As you whiff hard, another one of them surges forward, spending that hurt them more. And, okay. Holy shit. Oh, that's beautiful. It's going to fly. The second one is going to fly up spectrally, and it's going to punch you twice, Vistra,
Cool.
for 2 nat 20s.
Oh!
Thank you for the hurt them more.
Boy, this is
This is where we die.
this is Vistra's city, man.
The
She
first
hates
one is
magic.
going to be, that is going to be 41 points of force damage on the first
Yep.
hit,
Yep.
which is going to propel you back 5 feet. It is going to move 5 feet toward you, and is going to strike you a second time for 44 points of force damage.
Oh.
And I need a dex save to not be knocked down the stairs.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Well,
So-
that took over half of my HP.
Well, it's force damage, so it doesn't reduce.
I know, it took over half of my HP.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes, no, it did reduce. I took 80 something points of
I
damage.
think it was 85.
Yep. Cool, I can't take another one of
And I
those.
got another one. Cool. All right, I have one more. Hurt them more. Okay, what'd you roll on? 1? Okay, Vistra, you're going to fall down the stairs. You are going to be laying on the stairs and prone at the start of your next turn.
Cool.
Okay. Giant Hand is going to approach and is going to... So you have fallen behind your people, which means that this one is going to attempt to grab Lysithian.
Dex.
All right. So I need you to make me a dex saving throw.
Okay, this is gonna be 10.
10? Oh, that's great. That's great. The Giant Hand picks you up and begins to squeeze you. You can feel your ribs realign.
Bye, guys.
You are grappled.
Woo!
And it is going to use... Let's see, it is going to use the rest of its speed to lift you, basically. Now, Kat, that means that you will have an opportunity attack.
Oh, I will take that opportunity attack with my sword, my rapier, to be more specific.
That sounds great. Go ahead and make me an attack.
Here we
What'd you get?
9.
A 9? So you just,
Yeah.
you try so hard and you get so far, but in the end, you can't hit the hand, and you can't hit the
Ow.
hand because Friend Hand is coming at you.
Oh
The
no!
last hand surges out the door, and that is going to be, that's going to be one miss for sure.
Yay.
It is going to surge past you, smashing through the railing, and I'm gonna spend a hurt them more for it to reverse course.
And do you want me to make a dex save at the same time?
For what?
To avoid being knocked down or grappled?
No. It's just gonna turn around and smack you.
Okay.
So I didn't crit though.
Butt smacks.
Butt smacks. All right. So it's gonna turn around and is going to punt you with a 19. Does that hit?
That hits.
Cool. It's going to knock you 5 feet into the room.
Oh.
As it turns around and punches you for 26 points of force damage.
Okay.
All right, and that is its turn. It is Velen's turn. Sorry that I have so many turns in a row, friends. Velen is going to use Blight on one of them and hope that it works.
Nice.
Because she's panicking. These things are terrifying. Blight. So, grammatic, blah, blah, blah. Make a constitution save. Please fail. That's a fail! Holy crap. She is going to point at the one that Lysithian is being grappled by, because that's the most sensible thing. And necromantic energy is going to stream out of her hand, coil around this thing, and it is going to take 35 points of necrotic damage. That is that one. It is still up. Okay, that could be way worse though. And that is all that she can do, really. She doesn't have a bonus spell that would work in this case. Yeah. Cool. Katerina, you are up. What do you do? You have been knocked into the room.
I'm knocked into the room. The hand that Velen just hit looks like it's hurt at least.
Oh yes, it is very badly hurt. Bits of arcane energy are starting to like come out through cracks of these black tendrils that start like plunging through it like bad tattoos or veins that have been polluted by oil.
I'm going to attack it with my rapier.
Sure, that sounds good. So there is the one that just threw you through the door. That is the one that is directly in front of you. and you'll have to get past that one.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it punted you back into the room. Sorry, we got a lot of floating hands going on.
Yeah, that's
3
hard
of them
to-
are in the air outside of the room, kind of floating around the landing. 1 of them is in the doorway because it punched you in. And then 1 of them is kind of holding Lysithian kind of in the center of the room. Well, it's kind of just above. Like, Lysithian has a chance of grabbing something on the way down, at least at this point. So that'll hopefully good.
So with the one that Velen hit, would I be able to...
If you made a ranged attack, you could try to hit it.
So I could shoot my crossbow at it?
Yes, you could.
Okay, I'm going to try to do that.
Okay. And you are 5 feet away from an enemy, so you will not have disadvantage on this.
Okay, cool.
You are more than
Alright.
5 feet away, anyway.
Here we go.
Because it did punch you.
A 19 doesn't hit, does it?
A 19 does not hit.
Bam!
You had determination, but if I hadn't answered that question, you could have spent determination.
Yeah, I didn't think of that until right now. That's fine.
okay.
But as a bonus action,
Okay.
she's going to shout up to Lysithian to light him up.
Smoke him if you got him.
And in a tune that sounds very much like something that I can't actually say here because it's copyrighted, but by a wonderful band called Fallout Boy.
So light it up, up, up. That one?
That one.
It's on fire. All right, Lysithian, it is your turn at last. And
All
you are
right.
turning even bluer as this thing...
And
Okay.
you have the D8, by the way. Just
Great.
Oh,
make
you're
that.
having a D8 finally.
I know. It's so good.
Bother.
He can go fuck himself right now.
He
So-
probably... He isn't. He's not into that, but hey.
So I'd like to try to get out of this grapple. Please.
All right, you may make a dex save. Or pardon me, you can make me an escape check.
Strength
So
check?
that's... it can be acrobatics, actually.
Ooh, okay.
So you can do a strength
Okay.
or dex to escape. It's either acrobatics or, I believe, athletics.
Okay. It's gonna be. I'm gonna add my determination to this.
All right.
Saying it now. It's gonna be 14. 18 total.
You writhe out of the hand as it lifts you up. Can you make me a dex save as you fall out of the hand?
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's gonna be 9.
9. Okay, you are going to fall, and I'm gonna say, well, let's play a game called High or Low is good for you. So you pick. High, you will hit the ground and be prone. Or pardon me. High or low is good for you. Which one do you prefer, high or low?
Let's go with lower. Let's go lower
Cool.
is better.
Low, you just are prone. High, it took you enough that you can't grab the edge of the railing and are gonna fall down the tower.
Cool, let's go,
'Kay.
boys.
How tall do you think this tower is? I guess is the question that we need to know right now.
I don't know, DM. How tall is this tower? How much Lysithian
Okay, hold on.
jelly are we dealing with, boy?
Are you jelly? Are you jelly? No, I'm Kelly. One sec. I gotta
fucking
measure this
low.
thing against the. Okay. So
I was
it is.
imagining like 40.
I thought it was
No.
like 30 feet. Where was that? The
That's
stairwell.
elsewhere. So hold on. I gotta go to the map real quick and I gotta check the measurement because they don't tell me shit. Okay, so it's Y7.
This is where I died today, boys.
You die.
Could you
You
have
made
added
it to.
that bardic inspiration to that roll?
You know?
You
You're
can.
right, I can. Let me roll that D8.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Rolls a 1.
Dude, I thought I rolled a 1. I rolled a 7. So
Okay.
16.
As you look down, I gotta check this real quick. One sec. That is, you know what? The tower's only 60 feet tall.
Splat goes Lysithian.
Hold on.
Yeah, dude. There's no way I'm living through this.
Okay. Lysithian, you are going to tumble through. You are going to tumble through the air. And as you do, you are going to see the edge of the railing slip by your fingers. And as you tumble, Thank God that hand punched the rest of the railing out. You're gonna grab a little bit of this iron that is hanging off the edge, bent and down, and just hang onto it with one hand. You do not fall down the tower. On your turn, what would you like to do with the rest of your action? I believe you have a bonus action, I believe, still.
Bonus action. Yeah, I can't really do anything with it, though. I don't have anything for bonus action, so, I'm just gonna hang out.
Okay, but you didn't fall.
But I didn't. We'll see how my next strength check goes to get back up. We'll see how that goes.
Sounds good. Callie, it's your turn. Callie, you've ran down the edge of this. So like I said, the tower's about 60, 70 feet tall, so you've kind of ran a bit down. There's a big fist here, big fist here, big fist here, and big fist blocking the door. The one that Lysithian just popped out of, they have tumbled down and are hanging off the banister. What do you do? Now, I will say, the hand that they were in is... bloodied is the wrong word, but it is the correct term.
It's a spell, though, correct?
And
I know that it's Big B's.
it looks like Big B's, but there's something strange about this.
Shit, really? Okay.
Yes, there is. You do not think counterspell would work.
That's not what I was gonna do. I was gonna do dispel. And because Callie's thinking it looks like Big B's, I'd be casting it at a 5th level.
Something... I mean, you can do what you like. You can do what you like. I'm not going to tell you anything.
Okay, so it's that Callie thinks it looks like Big B's, but not that it is Big B's then.
Callie would likely flash back to something that was said in the book that Lysithian read them.
Is that the magic is essentially kind of acting on its own?
I will reread this to you because you were listening and you are not your character. Another good thing for DMs. Remember, characters and players are different, so characters pay better attention than players do. And that's not a slight, that's just the fact that it's a life versus a
10:30 at night and it's really hot and I'm really sweaty.
Okay, what is it? Boop, 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 boop. The spells are alive. There are no mages behind them.
Okay, so that's not gonna work.
So that was specifically stated earlier, so I'll give you that.
I had the same thought, though, so you're fine, Callie.
Like, I was looking at that.
I'm desperately looking through my shit, trying to find something that will work. Because, like, if nobody's hitting on a 19, I'm fucked. Like, how am I supposed to hit these? So, don't really have anything that'll affect them, so... I'm trying to think, what can I even do to try and save Lysithian?
They're out of range. You could turn into a bird and like grab them. You could turn into an attack helicopter holding up an evoker in their claws.
I don't think that's a CR I can turn into.
No. You turn into a giant
you turn
eagle.
Into a bird, you hold me, and I'm like, yeah!
So together you become an attack helicopter.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a high enough ceiling to avoid these things, though.
But it's worth it. The image is worth it.
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
And I guess these things are all clustered kind of around where Lysithian is.
They're kind of like right over them and this general kind of like top landing at the top of the banister. Once again, sorry I don't have maps.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Also, sorry I hadn't thought about how confusing this might be. So hey.
I just have fucking.
As long as you're having fun, that's what's important.
One winged angel is blasting in my ears. I have no issue.
Well, I guess I'll waste a wild shape and go and try and grab Lysithian.
Wow, I'm a waste of a wild shape. I hear you.
What I got too.
What are you turning into?
What?
What are you turning into?
I guess giant eagle or something.
Okay. Do you so you just leap the railing and go? Caw!
Yeah, and catch
Okay.
Lysithian, put them down, and then I guess turn back because I can't fight them like a giant eagle.
Why not?
Because it's not very good.
Oh,
That's
I mean,
fine.
you could. Why don't
They're
you turn into
pretty
something that can
fucking
fight
weak. Like,
them? Turn into something that can fight them then.
You act like there's something that can.
Yeah.
Most of these things don't add anything.
That's fair. Dude,
Compared to Callie, like...
Christine, you do what you want to do.
You do what you
girl.
want to do. Okay, so turning into a giant eagle, you will use your bonus action to do that. You'll fly over,
T-pose.
and you will be able to pull Lysithian up as your action.
Good, very good.
Sorry?
I'm actually going to fly down because I'm not going into attack of opportunity range.
Okay, so you're going to... Yeah, and
I'll
Lysithian...
just kind of circle over kind of back to where I was or something.
Okay, sounds good. Boom. Okay, that's you. Bigby's hand number 1, the one that punched you, is going... Or that you blasted earlier with Moonbeam, which is still up, but you had to use your bonus action to do that, is going to circle around and is going to try to punch you because it can.
What a bitch.
Cool. You are in giant eagle form right now still because shape-shifting out costs an action, doesn't it? Or a bonus action? Callie?
I think you can just drop it.
Can you just drop it?
Yeah, as far as I know, you can just fucking drop it, but I'm not looking at my shit right now.
Well, Callie, whatever form you're in, you can make an opportunity attack against my botch.
Yeah, it's a bonus action to drop out.
Cool. So you're in giant
is it?
eagle
Okay.
form. This thing is going to dive bomb you. Make me an opportunity attack.
Okay. Let's see how. Okay. So when you've got two different ways to attack, but it kind of...
Pick your favorite.
Well, because they do the thing of, like, you have a multi-attack, and it's these two things.
So
Do you just
when
pick one of them?
You just pick your favorite.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Okay. All right. So you try to punch it, but it doesn't manage to punch you as you caw out of the way. So it is right in front of you. So it's going to be there. You're going to be there. I'm using dice to do this. So Lysithian is kind of... Is Lysithian just, like, on the platform? Or did you set them down behind you?
I kind of just put them down, I think.
Like, put them down on the stairs behind you? Or did you, like...
Like, probably just above them.
Well, you said that you went over to them and then went back to where you were on the stairs.
Yes.
Okay, so...
But I wouldn't have landed, because what's the point of landing as a giant eagle?
Okay, so you're still holding Lysithian
No, I would have put them down.
on the stairs.
Yes.
Okay.
But no, sorry, they're just not behind me.
Okay.
They're kind of below me, I guess.
All right.
I don't know. It's hard when there's 3 dimensions involved.
Vistra, it is your turn. What do? You are prone. And I haven't had a chance to... I should have hit you with number 1. Damn it.
It's fine. So how far away am I from everything? Like, did they because you pushed me down the stairs, so how far down
Like
am
5
I?
feet. You've got 2 floating hands kind of like in the air directly above you, one of which is floating way above you that was kind of like, oh, I had this blue thing, and then another one that kind of flew over your head and tried to punch an eagle.
Okay, so I guess I spend my action getting up.
You spend half your movement getting up.
Yes, half my movement. And then I will take 2 attacks at this thing in front of me.
Sounds
That's
good.
kind of oh boy. My dice do not like me tonight, so I
right.
will still attack recklessly. I'm not doing great weapon master on it though.
Okay.
Nah beach. My dice don't like me tonight. This is when I rolled the nat 20s. Nope. I'm really glad I didn't.
Didn't what?
Fucking hell. Oh my god. I rolled a 1 and a 13 for my first roll, and then I rolled 2 2s for my second roll. So the second hit doesn't hit.
Okay.
But will a 22 hit?
The 22 will hit.
Cool. So that will hit. God damn it, Vistra, you are just not on your game today. Girl.
How much damage do you do?
Yeah, because I'm still raging, because I did get hit, so I'm still raging, because
Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage, and
Yep.
did you roll a 1?
I rolled a 3.
Okay. 11 points
Yeah. Yeah,
damage
it's
on number
it's a really good
2.
night for Vistra. If you're having it, it'll be what, 5? Yeah.
All right. Rushing upward, you are going to embed your axe into the side of the hand. The pinky finger is going to go flying and then just into glitter against the wall. It looks pretty perturbed, and it's its turn. It is going to, if it could look at you, it would. It is going to, you reckless attacked, so it is going to punch you in the face.
Cool.
That is a
action to quaff a potion.
26 to hit you.
Yep.
Sorry?
Yep. I said I should have quaffed a potion as my bonus action. Oh well.
It's true. You're going to take 28 points of force damage as it cranks you in the face. It's going to push you 5 feet.
Okay.
Okay. Number 3 is very annoyed and got blasted by Velen. It is going to actually miss Velen. That's impossible. It rolled a 2. What the hell? So a giant hand goes right next to Velen as she leaps out of the way, kind of screeching, which is going to draw the ire of one of the other ones that is going to not miss her. She's going to spend shield to make it miss, though.
All right.
Cool. And I am out of hand attacks, if I'm not mistaken. That one attacked Vistra. That one attacked Velen. Velen's turn. Velen is going to use her Wand of Magic Missile on the one that missed her and is going to spend 2 spell levels into it. 5 magic missiles are going to deal 17 points of... That's really freaking fortunate. Okay, and the hand is going to explode into spectral dust. These things can be hurt. There are 3 of them remaining, one of them directly in front of Callie, one of them directly next to Velen being pushed away by her shield, and one of them directly in front of Vistra with 4 fingers, including the thumb. And that is Kat's turn. Kat.
Okay, well...
So the one that was facing you turned around and tried to punch Velen.
Okay, I'm gonna try and shoot that one.
Sounds good.
So pulling up my crossbow and pulling the trigger.
What'd you get?
It's cocked between a 20 and a 14. I'm gonna
Well,
roll
that's
a different one.
That's probably a hit, but
Roll it again if it's cocked.
All right, that is going to be a 21.
21.
Not the nat 20, that would have been nice, but hey,
Well, not the
gonna
14.
complain about hitting the thing.
All right, that's a hit. Roll me damage.
Coming right up as one bolt gets loosed, and it takes Oh wait, no, that's just base damage because she doesn't add proficiency to that. So 13.
13 points of damage. You're going to wedge your bolt in, and the bolt is going to kind of bop around inside of its spectral hand, kind of annoyingly, but it's going to like knock little like pew, 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 like springing leaks of magic out of it as it's bouncing around. It is bloodied.
And is there any kind of cover in this room?
Yeah, you can rush over to the pedestal with the tower on top of it and hide behind it.
Cool. Can I touch the tower while I'm there? See
Yes,
if anything interesting
Sure,
happens?
yeah, you totally can.
Okay, I'm gonna see if anything interesting happens by touching the tower.
Okay, 1 second, please. Let me just flip back to that page because I'm bouncing back and forth across this book.
Let's see if I'm about to make things significantly worse.
Okay, a glowing doorway, 8 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and 5 feet away from the pedestal suddenly goes bzzz. And that's going to be the end of your turn.
Okay.
Question. Where is my moonbeam in all this?
It is in the center of the room, right on top of where Katerina is right now.
Because it would hurt Katerina, too.
So you didn't drop it directly on that. You kind of dropped it to the side so you could hit two of them, so they can kind of angle around it, I'll say.
Okay, just saying, it is still there. Like, it's not gone.
Sounds
It doesn't
good.
discriminate.
Okay, so...
Discriminate.
I thought you were going to say disintegrate, and then discriminate, and then kind of a thing. That was good. Lysithian, you are up and are down on on the ground. What do you do?
Okay, in regards to where I am.
Yes. So
where the
okay, so
the
you are right
hands-
here. You are right on the stairs.
Okay.
Whoop. Okay. Callie is above you. And there's a big fist going boo boo. Like 5 feet above your head.
Okay. Are there any other hands sort of in range? Or
Yes.
is it just the big boy?
There is the one with the crossbow bolt over by Velen. And then there is, let's see, that one. And then there's one slightly up the stairs punching Vistra in the face.
Okay, I'm just double checking something really quick.
That one is 15 feet away from you.
Okay.
If you're using a ranged attack, don't forget that you'll suffer disadvantage for having an enemy in your face.
That's true. So I'm just double checking something.
And your friend in the chat is wishing you luck.
Thanks, bitch. I don't know who it is, but hello, love you. Mwah. I'm not looking at the chat. I'm reading something up.
It is Allison.
Oh, Allie, my love. Mwah. Happy anniversary, my love. It's her first wedding anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I was double checking sculpt spell bullshit. Okay, so if I were to back up, they would get a fucking my question is, if
Yes.
I were to, they're not within like a 15-foot cone, possibly, maybe, because I'm thinking frost fingers.
Yes, they are, and that would, you'd risk hitting Vistra as well. But
The thing is, evocation savant with sculpt spells,
you can do this, yeah, and
yeah,
yep.
because I'm casting it at 3rd level,
Okay.
so I can omit up to 4 creatures.
Okay. And I said the
I
other
need
one
a
was 15 feet in
DC
front of you, so I'll say that hits that could hit the one in front of Vistra as well.
Yes, so I'm going to cast this and
Okay.
try to blast all of them. I need the DC 16 con save.
Okay, so you'll be going for 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's 1 success. That's 2 successes.
Dicks! I'm so mad!
I'm
Spell
sorry.
spell!
I'm sorry. They have really good con. Does anything happen on a win?
Let me double check.
Because Frost Finger's in the back of this book. I can
Half
check.
as much damage on a successful one.
Okay, that's not the worst then.
I was like, okay, it's still 48, so halved, but all right. Okay, this could have been all right. So that 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
That one's fighting Vistra, and that one's. So that one was.
It's gonna be 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage each. Okay.
Yep, of cold damage.
And it is a. All right. Two of your barrages of, your cone of frost fingers erupts out, and you see like the hands start to get blue and frostbitten for a moment, and start to shiver slightly out of annoyance.
And then
it
any
does-
non-magical liquids that aren't being carried freeze.
Okay, they have no liquid inside of them, but they do look like that did injure them.
Good to know.
All
All right,
right.
cold shit works, and that's going to be me.
Top of the initiative, Callie. There's one directly in front of you. What do you do?
Okay, and that's the one that just got hit with cold?
Yes.
Does it seem very injured?
It seems it's definitely injured a bit. Parts of it are flaking off and cracking.
And these things hit freaking hard, it seems like.
They do.
And whatnot. How high above the stairs is it?
Right now, it is floating at roughly the same height as you. So I think Probably about 10
Like-
feet up.
10 feet? Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to try something that's a melee spell attack.
Okay.
A touch one.
Okay.
So I'm going to bonus action back into Callie
Okay.
and go,
And just drop on it.
motherfucker.
Okay. All right.
And it's a melee spell attack. It's a touch attack. Nat fucking 20, baby.
Okay. About time.
Contagion.
Oh shit.
Get it!
Oh shit. How does that work?
Oh yeah!
I am casting Slimy Doom on you.
No.
The creature begins to bleed uncontrollably and has disadvantage on constitution checks and saving throws. In addition, whenever it takes damage, it is stunned until the end of its next turn.
Okay.
So you have 3 turns in which to try and throw this off before it becomes basically permanent.
And
So you must make a con saving throw at the end of each of your turns. And if you succeed, you throw it off.
okay, and which?
But you
so-
are disadvantaged at those saving throws now.
And that was what, Filth Fever or something that you used, or
Slimy Doom.
it was literally it's called Slimy Doom. Okay.
Yeah, it's the one right at the bottom. It's the one that affects
Okay.
con saves.
That is freaking great.
So you have
because
disadvantage on con saves, and if you get hit, you are stunned.
and this will affect me. Okay, that's great. That is its turn, or that is your turn.
Yeah.
It's gonna take its turn now, and it's gonna punch you because that's
It has
what
to make
do-
a con save.
at the beginning of every one of its turns to do, or else what?
Well, you have 3 chances to throw this off.
Oh,
So it's
sorry.
a disadvantaged con save.
Okay, so cocked. And that actually matters. So hold on, let me. That's a 12.
Okay? That is
Okay.
a fail.
That's a fail. Okay, so that is.
So you've used your first chance.
Okay, I've used my first chance, so I only have 3 chances to shrug this.
Yeah, and then it lasts for 7 days.
Oh, it's not gonna last that long. It's gotta punch you.
Okay.
It's got to. Does a 15 hit?
Yes.
Okay. A 15 hits.
Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. Never mind. I'm not a giant eagle anymore.
You're not. You're
My
Callie.
apologies. I forgot
this-
that I just switched back.
So as you slam into it and land on the ground next to Lysithian, is going to punch down next to you and take out a chunk of the wall next to you. You will actually see it start to fall, like the wall cracks open, creating a hole about the size of a halfling in it that just like looks down over the ruined city. That is its round. Vistra, there's one directly in front of you and one 10 feet behind you. What do you do?
So I'm getting surrounded. Okay.
Well, the one behind you seems to be fighting Callie.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, oh boy, bonus action. I'm gonna quaff a potion because Vistra ain't no fool. 4d4 plus 4. Okay.
I got it.
Yeah.
I roll potions, remember?
Yes. I actually don't because I've never taken a potion.
All right, you are going to heal. There we go. 18 points of damage.
Okay. Well, that is nice.
I actually rolled pretty kind of nice. That's 2 less than max.
I know, but yes. I still like it. It's
How
gonna be not great.
ungrateful is this one?
I'm
Very,
so
very
ungrateful.
Right? This is true. We're going to bother
Very-
her.
Yeah, we're going to bother her extra. I'm
feel
going
like
to
this
cast
is my
sending
next-
and cast sending to you while I'm standing right next to you. It's
You're just
gonna be
like,
very-
yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
Okay,
Recklessly attack
you are going to recklessly attack.
twice. Yep. Because my dice hate me tonight, and no, because I haven't. Did they? No, I'm not gonna do Great Weapon Master.
Are you sure? Oh,
Positive,
okay.
because these are I rolling absolute caca. Okay, so 22 to hit was my lowest one.
Okay, 22 to hit will be a hit.
Cool. Finally, Vistra, you are doing something. You're not being a piece of poo-poo tonight. All right. My dice could roll better. So 14, 20, 22 points of piercing damage.
Piercing damage from what?
My great axe.
You mean slashing?
Slashing, sorry.
Yep. I
Brain
poke him with my
roll.
axe. All right, 22 points of slashing. That's and you remember to add your raging bonus as well.
Yep.
Okay. 22. This is the one that Vistra is fighting. All right, it is still on its fingers, but you have chopped its thumb off. You have chopped another one of its fingers off. It is basically given you.
I was gonna say, Vistra's
Or
like
no, I said
this
you.
slowly.
It's giving you the peace sign.
The other peace sign, though?
No, it's not giving you the other peace sign. All right, and hello, Ray. Good to see you there. We're getting the hand. All right, so it is right in your face. It only has 2 fingers left. It is going to it's gonna go for the eyes. It's gonna try to poke you with a reckless attack. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, so 1, 2,
Kel-
3, 4.
Kel
Oh, that's
Surprise.
the next one. That is going to be 25 points of force damage right to the noggin as this giant floating spectral hand just boop and 3 stooges you in the face.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, that was not
So
great.
for the raid that's coming right now, they're fighting these
We.
giant spectral hands that
We're
sure look like
fighting so many fucking hands.
I am.
so
It is
We're
bad.
throwing
It is-
hands with the hands.
We're throwing hands.
hands.
Okay. All right, so that is its turn. Now it is... Oh, that one's dead. And then this was the one that was trying to fight Velen. Except Katerina just opened a door. It is going to turn... Velen's going to get a free shot at it. Velen is not going to be able to. And it is going to go straight at Kat.
Does it go through the moonbeam? The 10-foot wide moonbeam?
I'll give it a check for that. I will give it a check for Moonbeam. And what does it save for that? Constitution saving throw?
1 sec,
No.
let me double check. Yeah, con save.
Okay. It has a 16.
It failed.
Oh, does it actually fail? Oh, damn, I had advantage on that too. Alright, so give me damage. It takes 2d10 radiant on a fail. So it is going to... It's trying to get there as quickly as possible, so it's surging directly through to try to punch Kat.
18.
18? Holy crap. That's the only damage this one's taken so far.
That's radiant.
Okay, so that is math. Okay, 30, 90, 22, and it's gonna punch Kat. It's gonna punch Kat with a nat 20!
Oh no!
All right, give it to me.
Here we go, boy.
Bye,
Wait,
cat.
wait,
It was
wait.
nice knowing
Holy
you.
shit, 62 points of damage.
What?
Cat, do you have anything?
Falcon punch!
Oh my god!
Okay, Kat, do you have 60 hit points? Okay,
was like,
it is going to punch you, and I need you to roll me a d8.
Okay.
Actually, I need you to roll me a d4. Roll me, or you can roll a d and divide it by half. I don't care. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, go ahead.
2.
Okay, it's punching you through the door.
Oh!
The big floating gateway that just appeared behind you. Boom! And you're gonna go flying with your 10 feet. I'm actually gonna double that to 5 feet. I'm gonna double it to 10 because of the critical. And you're gonna go flying through this glowing door. And you are out of combat. Okay, Velen's turn. Velen is going to see what's going on here and is gonna go, what the hell does she have? She has... you know what? Hideous Laughter's probably not gonna work. She's gonna cast...
Don't they have disadvantage on con saves right now?
The one that Callie just
the
used.
one.
That,
It's
just
a
that,
touch attack, unfortunately.
Okay.
But Blight isn't, and she has another spell of that level.
Do it.
And it just failed its save. Callie, the one that you... Yes! Velen is going to unleash her last 4th level spell, and Blight is going to rip across the floor onto the one that you harmed, which means that it no longer gets advantage on its saving throws, and it is going to take 38 points of damage, exploding into shimmering dust.
That was the one I contagioned, right?
That was the one you contagion. It's gone now. So you took that one out. Kat, I'm going to cut back to you real quick. You plunge through the glowing door. On the other side of this room, pardon me, on the other side of the universe, technically, you are going to... Boop, 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 boop. Okay. You arrive in a cluttered den. Let me just see if you can actually leave.
He stuck Cat. Cat got fully yeeted.
I think you got yeeted. You find yourself... Oh, actually, I need to check something real quick. One moment, pardon me. Just grabbing the monster manual real quick.
Can I cure wounds myself as soon as I land?
No.
Damn.
Nope. Hold on one sec. Hi, how's it going? Good to see you. A, B, C, G, H. There. H comes after G, right? Yeah.
Can a bonus action quaff potion?
It's not your turn!
Damn it!
You're like, please.
Please!
DM, please. Please, DM Sama.
DM Sama. Okay, let's see.
DM senpai.
Oh my god. You may quaff a potion. So you're gonna hit the ground and skid across the floor into this room, and you may quaff a potion.
Okay, I'm gonna do that thing.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
She has a superior healing potion.
That was the 8d4, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, so that's gonna go down her throat.
What doesn't go down Cat's throat?
Meh.
Men.
Not much.
I was about to say, I'm like,
It's
meh.
true. That is gonna be 29 points of healing.
Thank God, because I had 3.
Okay, and what are you doing for your action?
She's gonna, I guess, get up and look around.
All right, you find
Is there a door
yourself
there?
in a cluttered room, a den that's 40 feet long and 20 feet wide. Sitting in it, in front of a roaring fireplace, is an old woman wrapped in a shawl who's just sitting in a rocking chair.
Do I see the door that I just got yeeted through?
You do. The hand's right outside of it. You can still attack it through the gateway.
So you still have your action.
Shoot it through the gateway.
All right, do it. Hit it through the gateway.
Get it, cat. Get it, cat.
21 to hit.
21 is a hit.
A 10 damage.
Okay. 10 damage?
10 damage.
10 damage. All right, you are going to pop that one, and that is going to be a really good hit. Your crossbow bolt begins floating around the head. And it is still outside of the door, but that hit it. Are you doing anything with your movement?
God, should I run back out of this room?
I mean, it is right in front of the door, so you'll provoke if you do.
Damn. I'm gonna get to cover around the edge of the door.
All right, sounds good. And as you do, one sec. Boop. I'm gonna roll this with real dice. How many hit points do you have? Mike, how many hit points do you have?
Oh, how many hit points do I have?
Yeah.
32. That's a concerning question.
Cool.
You
I just have
forgot
to
there
check.
was a little old lady in this room.
I have to check something real quick. Ooh.
Oh no.
Ooh. Can I get you to do me a favor?
Potentially.
Can you make me a roll real quick?
Yep, just a D20.
Yeah, tell me what you get.
I got a 16.
You got a 16. Okay. And what's your con mod?
Con
Pardon
mod
me.
is-
What is your wisdom mod?
Wisdom mod is 2.
Okay. What is my... Just checking something.
Is this the end of Cat as we know it?
Okay. And can you roll that one more time, please? Because actually, you know what? I don't ever hurt them more. Oh, but I do have a drama bomb. I'm gonna spend the drama bomb for this. Can you roll that one more time?
That's gonna be an 8.
An 8. That sounds good. As you are hiding behind, you will hear, and you'll hear, "Hello, who's there? My sisters and I just want to talk to you, young woman." And as you turn, the old woman is standing there over you. And as you are looking at her, you do not see out of the corner of your eye as another one with gnarled purple skin and horns pulling out of gray hair appears next to you. "Hello, little piggy." And polymorphs you into a pig. Perfect for the part.
I'd have counterspelled it, but I can't see her, bitch.
It's
so
true. It's true.
Sorry. I could have done it, but sorry.
Lysithian, down there, you see the one directly in front of you explodes. And
Cool.
the one behind it that Vistra is fighting is pretty badly damaged. And you can hear another one somewhere, probably in that room. What do you do?
Whatever one I can see, I would like it to, I'm going to reach out my hand and I'm going to cast Blight. I need a con save of 16.
What's up? I have
If you're not-
advantage on this.
How badly did you fail?
Not by much, but I got.
But
That's
you
not true.
failed.
I got an 11.
Okay, it's going to take 48 points of necrotic damage.
Did you roll 48?
Yeah.
Holy balls!
Because the highest I can roll, I believe, is 64.
Holy crap!
I rolled gross.
So
I
how does this look? How does this look?
Yes,
Describe this for me. Describe this for me.
Yeah, bitch. So I'm going to reach out my hands and start just forming the spell, and as I just flick my fingers, just black waves of necrotic energy, like almost like purplish, like a purpley, sickly color, just entangle and just force its way into the hand, almost creating bones inside, and just
Actually,
destroy it.
the last
From
two
the
fingers are good and rain spectral dust down on everyone. Congratulations, you've destroyed that. There is one left and out of your sight. Callie, it's your turn. What do? You can hear the sound of something on the inside, and you will hear an ungodly noise echo out of the other room. It sounds like a terrified pig.
Okay. So the last one is the one in the room with Cat.
Yes, out of your sight line.
Yes.
Could
that's the last
I
one.
have moved at all towards the door?
After that one is destroyed, yeah, you can totally
Yeah,
move.
I'd like to take
you were-
my full movement without like getting into the moonbeam or anything.
Sounds good. You may do so. So moving up, you will make it 10 feet into the room. You will hear a squeal coming, and another 20 feet in front of you, there is the pedestal with the little tower, and to the right of it is a glowing portal door.
Cool. Can I free action grab the little tower?
No,
Like
it's still 20 feet from you.
It's still 20 feet? Okay, cool. That's my goal for next time. Sorry to cut you off, Callie. I just wanted to take my movement. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay, so if that's the only one left, then Callie's gonna run up to the landing.
Okay, so that'll cost you, from where you are, that'll cost you 20 feet.
Okay, that's good enough.
20 feet to the door, we'll say.
Okay, sounds good to me. And I'll stay there and move the moonbeam into this hand.
Okay, sounds good, and
Because it's still up. I haven't
Okay, now
taken
that's-
damage yet, so it's not gone down
now that's
yet.
a nat 20, so you only got half damage on me.
Okay.
That was a nat 20 and a nat 19. Where you can also find Hayden.
Ah! Max damage.
Okay, so that's 10. Okay, this thing is very badly damaged. I'll let you tell me which two of its fingers have been blown off.
I think it's pinky.
Ah.
Pinky fingers.
Oh, both the end ones?
Yes, it's kind of.
So it's like throwing up like a gang sign? Okay, cool. All right, so that is going to be it. You have your bonus action that you'd like to spend? Do you have anything? Oh, actually, no, that was your bonus action to move the moonbeam, wasn't it?
No, that's an action.
Is it a full action? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so that
It is not like Flaming Sphere. Flaming Spear is better in that it only takes a bonus action, but it's less damage. Moonbeam is higher damage, but takes an action to move.
And it covers more area, yeah. Or no,
Yeah.
it does cover. It covers twice as much. All right, Vistra, actually 3 times as much, be 3
Though if you're within 5 feet of the Flaming Sphere,
Okay.
it affects
Anyway,
you.
Vistra, it is your turn now.
Okay,
So Vistra,
how
you
far
are
away am
10
I?
feet from the door, which means that you are a total of 30 feet away from the hand.
Cool.
Would-
Okay, so I don't have to use my bonus action to dash. Okay, that's fine. I will run up and hit it.
All right, you
Will
may.
I get in the moonbeam's beam?
Yes, you will actually, because it is a 5-foot radius. So you will have to make a dex save. Alternatively, you could try to throw things at it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
but I
not
already
dex
have
save,
my
it's a
great
con
axe
save.
out.
I'm sorry, Callie, was that?
Sorry, it's a con save.
Oh, sorry, con save.
Oh, con? That's take half.
You would still
though.
take half damage. Yeah.
Fuck.
What do you want to do? 5, 4, 3, 2, rage!
Oh no! Oh, friggin' hell! I will attack it.
Okay, rushing into the moonbeam. I need you to make me a con save.
Yep.
Also, are you a shape changer? I'm joking. Roll.
I know.
I think she rolled well.
I think this is
I rolled
going
the
well.
Best. I rolled the best roll I could have rolled, guys.
Cool. Callie, you want to do me a favor and roll me 2d10?
Fuck.
And re-roll ones.
Don't need to, I rolled max again.
Okay,
Oh,
Vistra,
no.
you're going to take 20 points of radiant damage.
Cool.
How many hit points do you have left?
5.
You're fine. All right.
Yep.
Rushing forward, you bring your axe to bear. The moonlight scalds your flesh, and
I will roll twice. Not great weapon master. You know what? Fuck it, great weapon master reckless.
okay,
Fucking do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Well, if this is how Vistra goes, this is how Vistra goes.
I like that you think you're
Cat's
just gonna
get
go.
eaten, so
Yeah, exactly.
So plus 4. Yeah,
Also-
so that's gonna be a 22 for the lowest one.
That's minus your -5.
Yeah, so I'm adding 4, not 9.
Roll me
in my
damage.
head. It is. So those both hit. So it starts with my base of 34 damage.
All right. How do you want to do this?
Okay, didn't even get to add my 11 and my 8. So how she does it? She just she's like, I'll show you a finger, and she'll cut off the thumb first, then the index finger,
Oh, sorry.
and then she will flip the bird and cut that one off, and
Okay,
like down
so-
the middle.
A bunch of slashes are cut through the air, and the last one of these awful spectral hands vanishes in front of you, and as it does, we are going to exit combat rounds, and you are going to hear the sound of whispering and laughing through a glowing doorway. 8 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and 5 feet away from the pedestal, right in front of you. You can hear sound but not see through it at this angle. And as you all assembled there at the front of it, you will hear the sound of a squealing pig crying in terror, "Wee! Wee! Wee!" And then echoing through the door, you will hear the unmistakable laughter of what could only be hags. Which is where we're going to pick up next Monday.
Yep. Because
Cat
Callie's all like,
bacon!
yeet! That's gotta be where Cat is!
Of course it is. Thank you,
Vistra's
Mike,
gonna
for...
yeet with 5 HP. It's gonna be great.
I have
So-
a potion. It'll be fine.
There we go. That's next episode, folks.
Aw, shit.
Oh boy.
And guess what?
Hashtag eat cat.
There are a few of them.
clever girl.
You're giving me hags. Thank you, Callie. I know it's in the module, but I love hags. There we
And
go. There's my
Lysithian,
song.
there's at
Yes.
least 3 of them. So you know what that means.
I do.
That's why I had to double check the rules, because I'm like, oh shit, one moment. Because sleep wouldn't have worked. But that certainly does. This is gonna be good. All right, so
Let's hopefully you
Well,
do
at
it
least they'll
before
get
Cat
affected by
gets
some of my
killed.
spells.
Exactly, dude.
I am also going to say
Shit for
that
this.
polymorph normally pops if something takes damage, but I'm gonna say that hags have ways around that to cook people.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
Because I hate it when D&D kind of limits the role-playing potential through their because they're trying to prevent the rules from making it so that you can just cheese out, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I feel like with hags, you know, they're bad enough that they'd be able to just be like, yeah.
Well,
But
I guess it doesn't matter if you put them in your like instant pot, right? If the instant pot's big enough for a human, it doesn't matter if you pop back to normal. Yeah, they plump when you cook them.
Oh,
Anyway,
that was
Okay.
so funny.
we bought an instant pot today. I'm so
they're
happy.
they're so good. They're so good. All right, so folks, hey, if this is your first time over here with Dork Tales, I know that you have some of us are, or some of you are coming here from a raid. Give us a follow, give us a sub over on YouTube, where you can find our old materials, including the other previous episodes of Rime of the Frostmaiden. If you are listening on podcast right now, I want to say thank you very much, and very sorry that I've been so negligent. I will be much better in the future. I promise. I won't hurt you like this again. You can trust me. You
How
can't.
dare.
You probably can't trust me, but I'm gonna get better, and I'm gonna start maybe paying one of my friends to help me. I don't know with what, maybe just love. Hey, folks, and hey, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription or a little bit of extra pocket change, you can subscribe to this channel to give us some more money to do equipment and to, you know, like pay people to help me edit, because it's a lot of work. Hayden can vouch for that. It's a lot of work.
It is.
And you can always support us over on Patreon if you feel compelled. But in the meanwhile, we will see you later. We have Candlekeep Mysteries tomorrow night, Shards of Nirn on Wednesday, and then Reign of Emeries on Friday. So it's a big D&D week here on Dork Tales. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
We love